That's not how you
All
say that.
right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. Welcome to session number 21 of the Tales of Evrand. With that, no reason to dip, dally, or delay. Let's roll the intro and get into it. Over. All right, hello, we're back.
Go to the Roll with Advantage Instagram.
Roll with Advantage Instagram.
Yeah, check out the Roll with Advantage Instagram. You can find that down there in the description. As is tradition here on Roll with Advantage, we have not just Roll with Advantage, but specifically with Evrand, we have the lovely Rachel, who has a very special makeup this week.
It's so special. I spent so much time on it. I am John today.
Oh, wow.
You can
see. That's amazing.
Weird I have.
Look at that. Ooh. Ooh.
Just take your hair and flip it around.
Oh.
That's it. There you go.
That's all right. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
We have the
Rachel.
worst intros.
Just the best intros. Don't nibble, John. Build yourself up. Don't tear yourself down.
Nibble?
Yeah, don't nibble.
What the fuck does that mean?
You guys have never heard of the Nibble Theory? Of course not, because
no.
This is important. Okay. The Nibble Theory is you don't make yourself any bigger by taking chunks out of other people. Okay. The only way you make yourself bigger is by helping yourself, and you don't make yourself bigger by tearing down other people. That's the Nibble Theory. So
I mean this with disrespect. You sound like a
yeah. It is
a thing we learned.
Yeah, as theater education. Because you know what? One candle can light 1,000 candles without ever diminishing its flame.
I don't think that's true.
What do you mean, John? That is exactly true.
Damn.
You took the time to pull that up, Nick, and I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Joe,
Also,
do the summary.
John said, "Let's roll something," and I rolled a natural 20, and I'm pissed.
Oh yeah. So anyway, we have players that do the summary here. John, I'm just going to take it from here.
It's fine.
We have players that do the summary here on Roll with Advantage because apparently all of the DMs are lazy.
Well, God for you.
Hey, I can admit that. That was a self-nibble there. So this week on summary is me, even though I just did it, not the session before or the session before that one, but the session before that one. But I was next up on the summary order.
Oh my God.
So here I am doing it again. I got it. So with that, we're going to go ahead and dive right in. So this is the session summary for session number 20, the previous session. Our journey on the open road has begun, and we wouldn't be true adventurers if we weren't attacked by bandits on the road, and that just happened. And just that happened. The morning after we were attacked by those demonic apes, we were accosted by hobgoblins, or a hobgoblin man under a tree, a man with broken legs begging for help. Although I was suspicious, the kind part of my heart triumphed at that moment. We as a group decided to help him, only to be ambushed by what I can politely call bandits. They were dispatched easily, the lot of them. Only 2 goblins perished before the rest decided to throw down their arms and surrender. We learned that they don't really have another way to provide for themselves. Farming wasn't good enough, so they had to resort to stealing, since most people don't allow them to trade in any given city. Or, at least they don't look kindly upon them. We were able to convince them, at least we hope, to try and to follow a different lifestyle, to rely on hunting and gathering for supplies that they need, and using some of the money that we give them to buy other supplies when they need them. I know that there are societal predispositions put upon hobgoblins, but at least in this area, I'm not sure that they're activities are helping them in the perception of them in the surrounding towns. I hope that they legitimately had a change of heart and are willing to adapt and become something that society doesn't want them to be. I know they can do it, but it takes a lot of effort and energy to stand up against society, and I do wish them the best. There was a small detour. They needed to drop a bead off at a lake, so that was interesting. It was a water elemental in the bead. They were kind. They had been watching us. It was strange. That is all. After that, we settled down for the rest of the night, and before we had our individual watches, Basil needed to have a conversation with the group, something that she had come to me about beforehand. She told everyone of a very delicate and dangerous political situation in her home. A situation where, due to the political complexities of Eastvaria, her father's activities in those complexities, and, well, her thieving of, or at least investigation of certain private documents in his study, she believes that the government of Eastvaria, if nothing else, her father, wants her dead for knowing the things that she does, claiming she's a wanted criminal, most likely. Before the party can have any legitimate back and forth on this, and any real conclusions could be made, the fiery spirits of the forest try to make our minds see something that wasn't truly there. They tried to get us to go out into the forest so that our spirits and our souls could be consumed easily by them. Luckily, all of us were able to resist them for the most part. I did see them. I saw them. At least it felt like them. Isaac and Aida, the burning building, it hurts so much to see them again. And of course, once again, I wasn't able to help them. They stopped me from helping them. But in this scenario, I can't blame them, because the alternative would have been death. I can guarantee you I will not be sleeping soundly on this evening, even if sleep finds me at all. Especially after seeing Isaac's face last night. The wound is especially sore. I look forward to getting out of here and leaving this ruinous area behind and hopefully finding a more peaceful land. Although, I severely doubt the likelihood of that. I do know the next night that we need to talk about Basil's situation. I can only imagine what's going through her head. I hope she knows that no one hates her, no one distrusts her, no one wants her gone. But I understand where she's coming from. And hopefully this next evening we can lay those worries to rest. And that's the summary.
What a summary. Amazing. So, thank you, Joe. That was actually a very, very good summary. I really enjoyed it. And it allowed me to transition back into where we currently are with the party, which is in the exact section of the raised road where the cinder spirits, these malevolent spirits of fire and ash, probably once humanoids that were caught in a horrible battle between two gods, now off the path, are staring at the party at their campsite. As you all gather yourself and you can see out these very, very small, faint glows of orange and red. They are no longer presenting themselves as fireflies or insects of the night. You can see the shadowy figures and the lit faces of these skeletal heads, just staring at the party. At this point, you also hear thunder and rain does start to not pour, but it does start to rain. We're going to jump back in as the party is taking a night's watch, deciding to stay here instead of taking the what would be around, I believe, 6-hour journey out of this section of the raised road. I know that we kind of put the watches together last week. However, because things have changed, and we are missing one player until they come later, who wants to take first watch?
Rian will. He's not sleeping anyway, so.
Gak will too.
Okay. So Rian and Gak on first watch. Second,
Gak.
Yursa will take second watch. She's gonna be very insistent that the whole point of us, like, doing this is so no one is exhausted later. So everyone needs to get their time of sleep.
I'm not gonna be exhausted. I'll be okay.
so is Gak taking first watch with Rian, or are you taking second watch, Gak?
Well, we had talked about this post stream last
Yeah.
time, but Gak was gonna take 2 watches.
Okay.
But that was so Rian would sleep the whole night.
Rian, are you going to sleep or attempt to sleep? Do you want to roll for something,
Yeah,
or do you want to?
He'll try to.
not?
I'll have it be a roll. He'll try to sleep.
Okay, make a
He's still gonna do the first watch, but
yeah, make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
could I ask to make that roll after he talks to Gak,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to see if
we
that
can.
helps at all? Okay.
Also,
Yeah,
make that roll
maybe
with some guidance from Yursa.
Bruh.
You're right. That's right, bitch. She's gonna try to make you sleep.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so Gak won't take 2 watches because he was trying to fill in because we have 6 people. You know.
Okay. I'll say Gideon, he'll take third watch with whoever takes third watch, but who's
They
taking
will take
second
it
watch?
with Gideon.
You want to take the watch with the person who's not here? I see.
I'll take it, whatever's left.
So Basil and yours, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Rian, Gak. Roll perception checks.
You got it.
I don't feel like it, John, but I'll do it.
That's okay.
Perception.
You don't
plus
have to.
6.
8. Told you I didn't feel it.
Hey.
16 plus 6, 24.
I rolled a natural
24.
20 earlier, so if I could save that for later.
Unfortunately, no.
Doesn't work at this
you
table,
told me to
Nick.
roll.
Okay. So, as you all kind of relight the fire that has started to kind of trickle out with the rain, Gideon lights the fire before going to bed with magic. So we'll say that the fire's not going to go out from the rain. You guys are getting a little wet as you're out here. Again, it's not pouring down rain, but it's just enough to be annoying. Gak, you're kind of just like staring at Rian after what's happened with him. Rian, with your 24 perception, you're fixated on those creatures that are out of the road, right? And you can see there's not one, there's not 2, there's about 4 of those bigger ones with the antlers for horns kind of creatures. For those who don't know, the ones that specifically talked to Basil at the beginning was the Raven Queen, the one that coerced you, Rian, and you would know this. You can also see that fog that's kind of permeating through is getting thicker, and that's only because as the rain hits these creatures, it is letting off steam with each raindrop that hits their body. And there's this amalgamation of darkness and fog that's kind of like obscuring their form, but like making the lights emanating from their chest and their eyes and mouth like glow brighter, because now it's kind of the light is casting over this fog that's kind of like making it almost like when you see water droplets and light kind of just makes it bigger. So not only is there darkness around you, but the fog is also a very faint tint of orange at this point. But you all can take your first watch, and Gak, you're just watching Rian just look out past you at everything that's happening around.
Yeah, Gak's really focused on making sure Rian's feeling okay.
Hey, Rian.
Yeah.
I really wish that you would go to sleep.
Yeah, Gak, I do too. I wish I could.
I understand.
Sure.
Is there anything I can do to help you feel better? Do you want to just talk? Sometimes, a lot of times I feel better if I just keep talking and don't stop talking.
I'm sure, Gak. I'm sure.
But I also like silence, so it's whatever you want to do.
Gak, could I ask you to make a persuasion check?
Sure.
This is the DM in me coming out, but what are you wowing about?
16.
16. Okay. I'm sorry, Gak. I don't mean to be short with you. It's just it's hard to talk about is all.
No, I understand. And, there's people who've been a lot shorter.
Like, never mind.
Yeah, there was this one guy I saw. I could kick my leg over him.
Oh. And Rian does give you a very genuine smile.
I will say there is a silence with this break in conversation, and you can hear the entities around this this ever-growing whisper around you. These creatures just making these very dull sounds of gasping, but also bones clattering and ash.
John, real quick question. Oh no, it is in the description. I could do this. It says that it could be a beating of drums, so I'm gonna take it a little bit looser. But can Gak minor illusion a song, specifically a song that his parents would play for him on a little recorder flute type thing? So just a single simple melody.
Yeah.
It won't be super loud, but it'll just be kind of near us. To
Right.
The creepy.
Yeah, you do, and it's this blend of very creepy around you, and then this very soft music that's playing around the fire currently. Because minor illusion doesn't allow you to make large and loud sounds, there's a lot of these things around you, so it's almost drowning it out, but there is something for you to focus on to kind of drown yourself into not hearing the things around.
Yeah. And he'll put it on loop every minute.
Okay. Yeah, there's actually a cut where it's not a perfect loop, and then it starts playing again.
And Gak's oh, let me flip it real quick.
Yeah.
Gak, I need you to do me a favor.
Anything?
I have this tendency, this feeling, this thought that if someone is in danger, I need to save them. The reason I acted the way that I did is because I saw a burning building.
Mm-hmm.
And two people that were very, very, very close to me died in a burning building. And if that does happen again, Gak, I need you to remind me that I can't save everyone, and that's okay, all right?
Okay. Yes, I can do that, Rian. It honestly, it's hard for me to realize that sometimes too. But yeah, we can remind each other, you know. And I can only imagine how scary it was when you saw that.
It
And
wasn't...
I'm sorry.
Gak, it wasn't even scary. It was... despair. I don't know if you've ever had it happen, but when you wake up, but you're frozen, you can't move, you are just incredibly still, you feel like the weight of the world is on you. That's what it feels like. It feels like paralysis. I'm not afraid, I'm angry that I can't do anything. That's what it is.
Yeah. I know what that feels like. You know, I used to not like that feeling. And it's not a feeling that I want. But sometimes if I wake up and I feel that way, I can like take the time and notice things that I didn't notice before. Like when we were in the Riverside Inn, I felt that way, and I looked up and I saw all the different the pieces of wood that are on the ceiling, and I saw how some of them go one direction and some of them go the other direction. They have all the little lines on them, and there are a couple of those holes in them. And I kind of thought about it, and I was like, oh, so like that was a tree, and I thought about a bunch of trees, and you know, I never looked up at the ceiling or cared about the trees that were used to make the place I was in. But that gave me an opportunity. It's not something I want to do. I'd like to be able to get up and move, but you know, sometimes you can try to turn a bad feeling into something a little bit better.
It's a good point, Gak. And he'll kind of look down at the ground and kind of poke the fire a little bit, look out at the spirits around the two of them, and then look to Gak and say, "Thank you, Gak."
Yeah, no problem.
As Gak says that, from behind his shoulder comes a mage hand holding Chip, slowly raises,
And
it goes right over his shoulder and starts to circle around. Rian.
Thank you, Chip. Thank
Chip
you.
jumps onto your shoulder again.
Oh. Hey there, little man. How's it going? Oh, that good, huh? That's great. Oh, really?
Chip. Oh, you rascal. Hey, Rian.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh.
Chip jumps onto your head, Rian.
Yeah, okay. It's all good. He'll give you a thumbs up back. And with that, he'll kind of lean back into Kari, looking out back to the forest. And unless prompted, he won't say anything else.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Rhiannon
sure
would
Gak
like-
will unfortunately make small talk sporadically throughout the night,
Yeah.
but he will try to keep it down.
Yeah.
Rhiannon, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. The DC is low now.
Oh, wisdom. I also, since Yursa's for second watch, I get that guidance. Okay.
Well, it's concentration up to a minute.
Oh,
Won't
I
be
meant
that
like,
guy.
because, well, like, I would like, hey, Yursa, it's time for your watch. And then she'd be like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
go to
okay.
sleep.
All right. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
He.
All right. Ooh, so that's not great to start. That's a 9 plus 3 for 12. And then with guidance,
Mm-hmm.
that's a 3, that's a 15.
Okay. Somehow, Rhiannon. It's weird. Before, this would have sent you over the edge. You would have not been able to get a night's rest at all. You probably would have stayed up for more than one day. Multiple days. You would have went out to bars and, had your fill. Surrounded by, even though you are surrounded by these malevolent, horrible spirits, you're surrounded by your friends as well. And you know that you are safe, not only on the road, but surrounded by your friends. And you are able to get a night's rest, should you choose to.
Nice. Yeah, I think after that conversation, he's going to try, and I guess he will succeed.
Okay. No point of exhaustion for Rian.
Woo.
With that, the two of you wake up the next party, and immediately it's not hard to see because as the night grows darker, the forest grows brighter. Basil and Yursa, you wake up and you just see on both sides eyes staring in the direction of the party.
Basil, if Gak was going to wake up Basil, he would probably try to ease her into it. Be like,
Hey, just open your eyes
What?
slowly.
Is everything okay? What's wrong?
Yeah, this just the forest is creepy, so be careful.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I'm used to it. It's fine. Thank you. Oh, get some sleep, Gak.
You too. Good night.
Okay. And Basil's gonna, after that little conversation with Gak, she's gonna turn and kind of look at the eyes that are watching, and she's gonna, what are you looking at? She turns back around and clearly over this night. She's just not in the mood.
You say that to one of them?
Huh?
You say that to one of them?
She says that to all of them, as a what are you looking at? Not as a fighting
okay.
thing, but just
Okay.
John,
You know.
relax. Leave her
Huh?
be. I said, John, leave us
We
be.
roll this dice real quick. No?
And Basil dies. Yeah.
Your son Basil, make your perception checks.
Us. Oh, spice. Perception modifier. 25.
Ooh.
Basil?
14. She's not doing great.
Okay. Your watch begins. There it is. The rain started to pick up a little bit.
Yurso would sit directly next to Basil. How are you feeling?
Oh, existential crisis, the usual. How are you, Yosa?
I think also existential crisis. It seems to be an every other day feeling.
I agree. I can agree with that. Not fun. of an evening, is it?
No. But I felt like I needed to really stress my point from before. I hope me getting up and taking that time, and yours is gonna like take your hand. I really want you to understand that this is nothing that you've done at all.
Oh, don't don't worry at all. Yes, I know that we're all going through something. Um, I can't fault you for needing a moment. Can't fault Rianne, me.
I
I think it was warranted.
I just don't want you to go through the next few days, the next few weeks, months even, thinking that anybody here has any disdain towards you, or I want you to know that you're right, we are all processing various emotions, reliving things that we probably didn't expect to, but I want you to know that you are not alone in what you are feeling and that nobody here hates you or hates any of your actions. We are here to support you. And I think I can speak for everyone, I care very much about you. And I don't want you to beat yourself up or question why you're here and question the past. It's in the past for a reason. And what you're doing today and tomorrow are far more important.
Those are some kind words, yes, sir. And I truly appreciate them, and I wish I could fully believe you, and I feel horrible saying that because I feel like I know you well enough to know that what you're saying is truly genuine, and I know that there's no hidden feelings or emotion behind it, but I don't know if I can say the same for everybody. We haven't had a chance to talk to anybody, so all the reactions I have are strictly shallow. They're all facial, and I I don't know how I feel about waking up tomorrow to have everybody having a chance to sleep on it. I don't know if I'm ready for the opinions.
I understand. I think if anything, time is really what we need. And she kind of looks out to all of the eyes watching them. I just worry that if we are so collapsed in on ourselves, this is the time for those creatures to strike when we are at our weakest. And if something is to happen within the next few days, within the next few hours, if you can't believe everyone, I just hope that you can believe me. And remember that, because they will prey on how you're feeling right now. I have seen creatures who do very similar things. But time is going to heal all of this. It's just very fresh right now.
You're so. As you do look out, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Because you were the only one these creatures did not attack yet.
Well, I have a +8 to my wisdom. Okay, well.
Actually, let me hold on.
Is
Let me
she
make
wearing
sure.
her earplugs? Because Gak made sure to tell her to wear her earplugs.
Yeah, but that is true. That is true.
That was
However,
before
if
she took
everyone,
him to sleep.
well, if everyone does remember, these creatures were able to talk telepathically. So,
That doesn't matter.
it is actually, is yeah, okay. It is a wisdom saving throw. I'm correct. I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure.
Hell yeah.
Never heard
Hope
of
so.
telepathic earbuds.
Yeah, nah. I have a +8. That's a 22 for Yorsa.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Eat a dick,
So
John.
although
Yeah.
Do you leave John alone?
John said we could curse at him.
that's true.
Not-
You can.
Okay, that's true.
You can. You can. Just give me a second. Hold on.
I'm not the bad
Not
guy here.
high enough.
Not that
Oh.
one. Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
Definitely not high
Enemy.
enough.
For every curse word. we say.
Where is it? 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 Not to like immediately just kill the mood like right now, but
No, you're fine.
Why not?
there we go.
Oh. Oh.
Although you do succeed, Yursa, just like
Eh.
everybody else had.
What?
There is it attempts to talk to you.
Okay.
And you can hear it. It just you are not driven towards its madness. Oh, sorry. Rian was the one who actually failed. Sorry, everyone else saw visions. Rian felt like the vision was real.
Gotcha. She's having this, but she recognizes it's an illusion, essentially, or a vision.
Right.
Gotcha.
It's actually not an illusion or anything. You
Ooh.
actually make eye contact with one of these creatures, and just for the sake of being creepy, I'll post it in the chat and roll
Yes,
20.
do it. I love creeps.
And it's kind of just pacing back and forth, but its head is not turning as it's kind of just staring at you, pacing back and forth. And you hear in your mind, Basil, you can see this connection happen because you had this connection at one point. You hear,
"You're weak, druid. You left your sister back at home, your family, to just prance about the lands. Gone for 10 years, and you decide to leave after 2. Don't worry. This won't be the last time we see each other."
and it continues to make that eye contact.
Yeah, Yursa, is probably going to unconsciously, just have tears coming out of her eyes. And she's just gonna kind of blink and just tear her eyes away from that creature as best she can. And, just streams of tears, but she does her best to give this big old smile to Basil.
And Basil can clearly see the tears running down her face.
Yep.
Basil, seeing that, and John, you said she could see.
You could see Yursa staring at this creature. This creature's not invisible. It was there. They were both staring at each other, and you remember that these things can talk telepathically. You experienced it before, so you can make the connection that this thing was talking to Yursa, because Yursa had a visible reaction. And actually, after Yursa starts crying, you can see this creature still staring, but makes this horrible laugh out loud.
No one wants your input, you stupid shit goblin. And she's gonna turn around and pull Yursa into a hug.
Oh, she will definitely hug her back. It's
Sometimes the worst memories are the worst forms of torture, and I'm so sorry for whatever they said, but it's not true. The events may have happened, but how they're making you feel is not true.
yeah, you are right. All that talk about being strong, It's one thing to say it and then do it, isn't it?
We've all made mistakes, Yursa. I mean, you always preaching to us that it's how we move forward and what we do with our lives now, and to not stay stuck in the past. You must do the same.
You are very right. Ooh, sometimes you just have to take your own advice, and no, I'm very ready to leave this place. And yours is gonna like spend some time casting Druidcraft over and over again because she's just gonna try to build like a wall of flowers between herself and this thing, and like her and Basil just give her like, we're gonna have a flower wall behind us because fuck that shit.
Basil's gonna, like, as the flower wall is growing, Basil's gonna slowly pick little pieces of flowers, depending on what they are, and she's gonna weave them into a flower crown, and she's gonna set it on Yursa's head.
Sobbing. Stop. We're gonna just have a girls' night. Fuck those things.
Let's cry and make flower crowns.
Okay. As that happens and your night's watch comes to a close, you wake up Gideon and Vey. Unless there's anything else you would like to do.
No.
Okay. So, because Ryan is not here, you do not have to have an RP session with Ryan or Gideon currently. However, Vey, I will say this during your watch, as the sun starts to rise, these creatures are still staring at the party. You can notice, even with your passive perception, which I'm pretty sure is relatively, it's 14.
Low.
Yeah. It's not low. It's average.
It's average.
You can see that there is one creature with those antlered horns that has just been staring at Rian. And it's really hard to tell. Like, they're all look almost exactly the same. Like, maybe one's horn is a little shorter on one side. But it seems like whatever happened to these creatures turned them into what these creatures are now. So there was not much distinction. But this one that's staring at Rian looks kind of like the one that was coaxing him into the forest. But as the sun rises and the rain stops, you can see as the sun starts to the light from the sun starts to make its way across the valley, across the trees. As soon as it hits this section, you watch these creatures kind of sink back into the forest, and the fog goes along with them, leaving this dark, charred area of the grass around them that's been like that this whole time, and the trees that look almost like glass from the petrification of whatever happened here. The light starts to shine off those glass-like trees and like cast almost like these prismatic rainbows onto the ground around you. It's weird. What once was very dark and disturbing in the daylight, it's still dark, but it's weirdly colorful. And as that happens, you are able to wake up the rest of the party, and everybody can take a long rest.
Ooh.
Whoa.
E.
Long rest, gang. Rise up.
Rise up.
Bling, gong,
That's not the vibes.
Blinking gong.
It could be.
Is this one subtle emotional orchestra? Nope. I don't know what any of these sound like.
Do Haven or Haven Beat. Both of those are really good for more neutral, just kind of like
Haven. I can't search for these.
Oh fuck, you can't? That sucks, dude.
What is this one? Friendly Woodwinds.
I do feel like it's friendly.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it sounds
Um,
like a Oblivion music, which is good.
Yeah. So you all wake up and take your long rest. Not that one, this one.
Is that a cockatoo?
Brienne, I would like you to make one more wisdom saving throw.
You got it, dude.
Can I guidance him, or do I not?
I
know
don't
what's
need
up?
your
this is-
guidance. Dirty 20.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I do
Um,
appreciate it, though. The thought is what
you-
counts.
You all wake up, you gather your things, you pack up your camp, unless you want to keep some of your camp on the road. And the day is yours. You have about 6 more hours until you get out of this section of the forest. And the rest of you who have woken up at this point, those creatures are gone. Like, they're nowhere to be seen. It's very weird. And you can see the color around you. What would you guys like to do?
Leave.
Ooh, fast.
Immediately leave.
I'd like to
Yeah,
move
okay.
post haste.
As
Okay.
soon as they wake up, as they're like packing things up, Gak goes over to Rianne and just
Did you get the chance to sleep last night?
I did, Gak. Thank you for checking up on me.
Yeah, no problem. I just want to make sure that you're feeling as good as you can, at least physically.
Thank you, Gak. I
Such a good
feel
friend.
as good as I can physically, and as good as I can mentally as well. So
That's good.
it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
and all good. Chip sitting in right there.
I forget. I think Rachel, you rolled once. Who rolled the last time for the
It was-
encounter?
I think it was night, wasn't it?
I think it was
I
night
think-
too, but I can't
yeah.
remember. It was night. Okay. Nick,
Okay. I'm real.
roll
real-
me
real-
a
real
d6.
Real dice. Here we go.
Nick, roll a 5.
I did roll a 5.
Buddy!
did. Okay. I
Like,
can see that.
like picking it
See
up
it?
as proof.
You
Okay.
see it?
So as you all gather on your cart, and start making your way down the road, which I have this again. Where's it at? There we go. I would like to ask a couple questions. Basil,
Yes.
how is Basil, or what is Basil thinking currently, as she's had hours enough to kind of think about the party's reaction to her?
She feels she has all of that guilt that's kind of coming back just from bringing up the past again. She tries not to think about it too much, but after that, and then even though she knows that it wasn't actually the Raven Queen, her feelings still kind of feel validated about the party, like how she thinks that they don't want her there and that they're probably going to want to just dump her at the next town and be on their way. So she's just kind of, I don't want to say melancholy, because she's like sitting there kind of taking in possibly like this last time with the group, so she's trying to enjoy it, but she's also like, okay, well, what am I going to do next? So she's very distracted, I would say.
Okay.
So like if she were to roll perception, she would have disadvantage.
Okay.
That's like where she's at.
Rianne,
Yeah.
as we are making your way down, how is Rianne feeling, and what is Rianne thinking about?
I think that Rian has kind of taken some of what Gak said to heart. I feel like he's, even in this moment, he feels like he can't focus on anything other than the pain. I feel like he's trying his best to notice those small things, find those silver linings, like Gak said. One thing that Rian learned after spending so much time with Yrsa is that, if what you've been trying to do hasn't been working and hasn't been making you feel better, then maybe you should listen to somebody else. And so Rian got really good at that with Yrsa, and even though most people, don't think twice about Gak, Rian's going to try his best to listen to it, and he's trying to notice the small things, whether it be, the one small little butterfly that is surviving in this area, or the way that the clouds are shaped in the sky. He's trying to focus on those things, even though he's mentally in a lot of pain right now.
Right. Yrsa, same question.
I think periodically she has been kind of reaching down to her worry knot bracelet, just kind of reassuring that Willow is still doing okay. She's not mad at her for any reason. That her home is safe. And that she kind of dwelling a little bit on what Basil said. She's still worried that Basil doesn't fully believe everything that she said, but then also trying to live up to her own words. She does do a lot of wise wisdom, but at the same time she's like, do I even follow the things I'm saying? So a lot of self-reflection in this moment. She's just kind of constantly fiddling with her bracelet.
Okay. I would like everyone who didn't have to answer that question, so Vey and Gak, to make insight checks.
21.
Okay.
Nice.
If I get high rolls on anything, I want it to always be insight check.
Okay.
Insight. I don't think I have great insight. Oh no, I do have good insight. 19.
Okay. Is there anybody who answered those questions who wants to deceive the rest of the party to their emotions?
Wants to deceive?
Kind of hold it in so that they don't pick up on it.
I don't think Yrsa would. I mean, she's not... I feel like with everything that's been happening, she feels like everybody's probably on edge, so she doesn't think anybody's going to be paying special attention to her.
Basil?
No, actually. Basil's
Okay.
She's not gonna try to hide anything.
Okay. So Gak and Vey, you pick up on all of this. The first couple hours of your ride is very quiet. There's little to no talking at all. So as you all are riding on the road, you finally kind of almost getting out of the section of the raised road that is probably the worst spot you want to be. You guys get out of that after the 6 hours, and
Thank God.
it's weird. It's like a cutoff. There's like dark forest and like also with prismatic color behind you, and as you kind of get past that point, the stones on the road are lighter gray. The grass and the greenery around you is brighter. It's almost night and day as you get to this section. Is there anyone would like to talk? Or anybody who would like to talk about anything during this ride?
Gak would probably sit down next to Basil, and he'd open up his book as like a flat surface, but he'd use his like loose paper that he has, and he kind of puts one on each paper, and he gives Basil one of his like makeshift colored pencils, and he just starts drawing on one of the pages.
Basil kind of stares at the makeshift colored pencil and looks over to Gak. It's been a long time since she's done something like this, just for the fun of it. And she kind of sits there for a few minutes, kind of quiet. She doesn't really know what she wants to draw. Everything coming to her head just doesn't feel right. So she just kind of scribbles a little bit, just making loops and not really drawing anything in particular.
Gak won't say anything if Basil doesn't. He's just gonna draw next turn.
No, she's unusually quiet for Basil.
There is something that Rian wants to do, but it's covert. So he's gonna go to each person individually, spaced out over the course of a couple of hours, except for Basil.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send a message to everybody about what he says.
Well, okay. So because you said covertly, you know I'm gonna have to make you roll.
Okay.
I would like you to make a stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
Oh
shit.
Because Basil is off in another dimension with her thoughts currently. Basil, I would like you to make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. Stealth. Bop. First one, 14. Second one. Oh, fuck, threw my dice. Oh, okay. Let's try that again.
God.
Well, even when she's
Damn. God fucking damn.
What'd you roll?
Man, I also rolled a 22. 18 plus 4.
if I'm gonna be honest, even if Basil were to notice, she wouldn't say anything. She's probably going to take it the wrong way, but she won't say anything.
I'll say this. We're going to play a game of rollies, which is you both roll a d20. Whoever has the highest is going to win. So if Basil wins, Basil will be able to see Rian doing this.
Okay.
Even though covertly you're not going to see every single one because it's just the DC. Rian, if you win, then Basil does not see you covertly talking to everybody behind her back.
Okay. All right.
You said...
Just one d20.
Oh, that was the recorder. Whoops. All right.
Yeah, we'll keep it. 14 for Rian.
Okay.
Okay. Basil, although you are very perceptive, again, your mind is off in the distance, and you were kind of just looking throughout the forest. There are like people that you can see. This is a very straight road at this point. There are people probably half a mile in front of you guys. And then there's like off in the distance, because of your 22, there is like, it's hard to tell, but there are figures in the distance along the road, but it's like really far ahead. As that's happening, Rian, you were able to kind of throughout the next couple hours kind of talk to everyone.
Nice. Okay. So I'll send all of you a message. Knight, I need you to accept my friend request on Discord first. Oh, thank you.
I did.
Thank you.
Be my friend, please.
Please. Okay. We can keep going though, and I'll send everybody the message here in a second after I type it up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I don't want to be Joe's friend.
No.
I almost blocked you, is what happened. I was like, wait, shit.
Fuck.
You're just not gonna say anything, but like try to make yourself feel better and like pick up the mood. Again, she's just gonna craft little flowers along the side of the road and just kind of like hum a pretty little song, loud enough for everybody to get in on the vibe, but not to be disruptive.
Oh man. Okay. Rian, even though he's doing this little mission, he would accentuate her singing, and he'd take out his little like portable harp, and he would pluck along with her singing.
A little band. Okay.
Boom,
Jack will join in with his minor illusion.
boom, boom. No, he's just gonna do that.
Oh.
No, he won't. Gak's too busy.
They, you are now in a band.
Day is carefully putting enough distance between himself and the party that he doesn't have to deal with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get like no reaction from Basil. She looks over to see what's going on, but you know, thing kind of keeps going her way. This would probably be the only time they would want to like really hang out with Basil.
He's outpacing everyone. He's on his own steed, so he's using that to his advantage to just kind of 10 feet in front of everyone.
Fair.
Like they're all a mess. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Actually, I know we've only been playing for like an hour, but if it's okay, I would like to take a small break. That way, one, I can move the baby into a crib, and two, maybe you guys continue to message what you're messaging And everyone take a quick restroom break. Are we good with that?
And,
Yeah.
and Ryan
Yeah.
should be getting here very soon.
Oh
We
yeah.
should.
Honestly,
Yeah.
here if Rachel just walks away, I can just tell everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
just go away.
Here, I can do this. I can server deafen. There we
Aw,
go.
nice.
Now she can't hear
Oh.
any of us.
All right.
I'll be back.
Amazing. Okay, BRB. Hey, we're back.
Thank you, Joe. So going back into the game as you guys have made it out of the section of the raised road that is the most dangerous. You all have been riding for a couple hours. Past that, Basil is looking off into the distance, kind of not making conversation with anybody at this point. Rian, you have gone around to everyone covertly and said your thing that you wanted to. And we come back to the party riding down this road, and you guys are getting closer to what Basil you saw previously, but couldn't really make out the shapes. What you see in front of you, and I would also like to point out, which I didn't before, the air has gotten colder. Not cold enough for like long sleeves or like having to change your attire, but you can feel that it's what used to be probably 85, 90, maybe close to like 98 before, is probably like 75, 80 degrees. Things are getting colder. So in front, probably half a mile ahead, all of you can see this, there is a blockade. There are carts that bear the banner of the Valamine Empire, with a single area to walk through or cart through, and there are multiple guards spread out along this blockade on the raised road. You guys probably have, if you're going at a slow pace, probably an hour until you reach it. If you're going normal pace, probably 45. And if you want to get there fast, you can start picking up the pace and get there within 30. So what do you guys want to do?
Let's not pick up the pace as we approach the armed blockade.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a great idea. I'm sure there's worse ideas, but it's not a good one.
You sure you don't want them to break up the spike strip?
That'd be pretty sick, actually.
Spike strip. Would a spike
On the
strip be
wooden
as
wheels?
would that be as effective when it can't flatten a tire?
They're nasty spikes,
Oh
dude.
god,
They're
spike
nasty.
strips on the horses? Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
that Ursa would not be for that at all. Fuck
Okay.
that.
Will
They're
it
They already
pro-
have horseshoes.
Yeah, but they're little baby feetses.
Unfortunately, that's what
Wow.
horseshoes are.
You know the little soft spot?
that-
But they got
Large
soft
spikes.
spots in the middle
Like
bit.
spikes in the hooves are what.
Anyway.
Shh. The soft baby feet. Okay.
If you guys want to go at a normal pace, you'll be there within 45 minutes.
Yeah, we
I
should
vote normal.
look
Yeah,
awkward.
Normal.
I will say that the cart that you, especially Basil, the rest of you do see this now. The cart that was ahead, that was a half a mile ahead, has reached the blockade. They are stopped, and over the next 20 minutes, you don't see them move, and then eventually, they move through.
Yikes. Gross.
Perfect.
Actually, this is
We're
a
gonna
good
be
question.
extorted.
Totally.
Gonna happen.
Who is? I know Rian's riding Hikari. Who is riding on the front? I know two of you have been riding on the front, kind of with the horses. So who's up front on the carriage? On the cart.
Gideon is. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, Ursa was like speaking with and guiding the horses at one point, so
Okay.
I'll stick her up there with
So
Gideon.
Gideon, and Ursa, you are up front. The three of you, unless anybody's walking, the three of you are in the back of the cart.
I think is Vey and
Vey's always on his.
Rian- Yeah.
Vey's
Oh, that's
always
right. You're on.
Kova.
Sorry. You're on Kova. So you're on Kova. Hold on. Let me write this down. Sorry, I'm still getting used to you having fine steed now, or using fine steed. You're on Kova. Rian is on Hikari, so that leaves Gak and Basil in the back of the cart.
Yes.
Okay.
Basil's actually probably gonna walk a little bit behind the cart. She just kind of wants to.
Okay. Gak is in the cart.
You know,
Basil
I
is
don't think
not.
Gideon actually. Just kidding.
All right, the cart's gone. You guys
Hey.
don't have a cart.
Hikari is in the cart. Rian is walking.
Chip is
Hikari
on
and
the cart.
Kova are in the cart.
Stop.
Vey is on
Oh,
Rian's
God.
shoulders.
Oh
Aw.
my fucking god,
Basil's
no!
pulling the cart.
Break
Gak is-
Rian's back.
Gak is walking parallel with the cart 20 feet into the woods.
Anyway.
And then Eldar is underneath the cart. Okay. All right.
So you guys are 20 minutes away from this. You can clearly see most all of the guards have their helmets on. They are armed with spears, swords, and shields. There are guards on both sides. This is part of the Red Legion, the Red Guard. So, 20 minutes until you get there. Is there anything anybody would like to talk about or do before reaching the blockade?
If they ask what our business crossing through is, what do we want to tell them?
We're just travelers headed to Riffolk. Riffolk?
Right, but
Riffin.
for what?
We're going to see our friends' parents. That's not a lie.
That's true. We could just say that one of our companions has family there, and we're off to see them.
Yeah.
All right.
I can say that. If someone's uncomfortable saying it, I'll say it because it's not a lie.
I think if we're going to have anyone talk, it should be Gideon. So.
Oh. All right. No, that's fine. This was my job for a while, so sure I can get these people to understand that we're not a problem here.
Sounds good.
Yrsa will sing quieter as we approach. She's not a fan.
Okay.
Same girl.
High five. from across the cart.
This is totally random, and I forgot to say it,
Uh-oh.
but it is Elysius the Third now. Just want to point that out. We've gone an extra day.
Oh shit, we on the third day of Elias?
Yep. Of Elias. So as
More
about
like
10
Helly
minutes,
ass. Oh yeah, brother.
about 5 minutes out, two of the guards walk forward, and one of them, they both hold up their hands and say, excuse me if you would please slow down your cart and follow us.
Is
We will
Gideon
comply.
driving or is yours?
What's that?
Yrsa's driving.
Okay.
You comply? Okay.
She will.
So they kind of flank on either side of the cart, staying to the farthest side of the road, and kind of walk you, all of you, towards the blockade, as they put up their hands and say, please stop the cart. What is your business on the raised road, and where are you traveling to?
In terms of on the raised road, it's the only way to get here. We're heading to Riffolk. A less than ideal path, as Gideon kind of glances back, but it was certainly faster than going all the way around.
What is your business in Riffolk?
We're just meeting some old friends of ours, parents of one of our companions.
And where are you traveling from?
Woebrook was the last town, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Woebrook, yeah.
We just came from Woebrook.
You see the guards look at each other as you say Woebrook. Please step off the cart, please.
Gideon, like just Gideon or everyone?
They ask everyone to step off the cart and their steeds.
Yeah.
Gideon would do
Yeah.
so.
Same.
Two of them go to the back and start searching the cart, which I don't think you guys actually have anything in the cart. So it's a very quick search as they go back there.
They're good.
They see Gak sitting back there, and he's the only one sitting back there.
Aye.
The cart is for Gak.
And Hikari.
So as they're doing that, they're gonna also search the bags on the steeds, Akari, and on. I don't think Kova actually carries anything because Kova's a summoned steed. So
Yeah, no,
the
they
compartments
has
for Kova
like,
to have. Yeah.
yeah, they have a backpack and shit.
What would they find on Hikari? Because Hikari does have bags.
Yeah, so they find a lot of like Rand's equipment that he doesn't want to carry with him. Typically, so they find some commoner clothes. They find a cloak. They find a mess kit. They do find his collection of paintings. They would find that in his saddlebags. They also do find the unburnt wooden toy sword. They find so much rope, though, because when we were in the bandit cave, Rian never gave everybody's
much.
rope back, so he has 120 feet of hempen rope in Akari's
Just falling on
bags.
the. Why?
I like mountain climbing. It's something I've always wanted to get into. I heard you need a lot of rope.
True.
He's putting the rope back.
You're just gonna
already.
pile it back in there. You're not gonna re-spool it up. It was. No, you won't say that. That was.
Brienne, shut the fuck up.
Persuasion check, Rian.
What the fuck did you say to me, boy?
The two guards that are searching everything while they're doing that, the other guards up front, which would be talking to Gideon, Yursa, Vey, and Rian, because all of you are up there. Basil and Gak are in the back. You said you're coming from Woebrook. What was your business in Woebrook?
Long story. We originally were hired to deliver supplies to that area from the mayor of Hamberfort. He sent us stuff there.
And then?
Well, the town had a... Because, I mean, didn't we, like, send word up this way about, like, the wine and stuff? So, I mean, like, is there any reason to think that these guys kind of know what happened?
There's reason to make an insight check, actually.
Alright.
No, you don't know of any word that was sent up. You guys are technically the word that's supposed to go to Rifalk and say something. Let's hand in that paper to the captain
Okay.
of the guard there.
That's a 14.
Okay. Because it's you, Gideon, and you know the inner workings of the Valamine Guard for the most part, word travels fast within the Valamine Guard. They don't usually miss a lot of things when it comes to information. Because you all said you're coming from Woebrook, that immediately you could tell raised their suspicions.
Okay.
You get the gist that they understand and know what happened in Woebrook. So, do with that knowledge what you will as you continue the conversation.
Okay. Well, while we were there, we read about a missing lad. And Gideon will more or less summarize the events of what happened there, and us helping save the town from a vampire infestation. He'll leave out certain things like, and then I smashed his face full of this black gunk and he turned into a monster and that was kind of my fault. You know, like, details like that he'll leave out, but in terms of like, yeah, there was this noble, turns out he was a vampire, tried to kill everyone, we stopped that, then we killed him. But yeah, Gideon will just with a very straight face just say verbatim pretty much what happened.
I would say the first thing you see is their faces are kind of dropping as you're saying the whole story. They weren't expecting this at all. Like, they were, like, suspicious, and they were like, oh, you know, maybe they were involved. And then you guys are exactly involved, but, like, and in the sense that you helped save the town. So I would like Gideon to roll a persuasion check. And if anybody, either Rian, Vey, or Yursa would like to help in this, you can have advantage.
What about me?
You're in the back.
You're in the back.
I am not proficient, but Yursa would support that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we look trustworthy. We
Yeah.
also have papers that we could.
Well, I
possibly
would like
give
I would
them.
like to say this. Whoever is going to help, I would ask that you say something to back up Gideon in this sense, so that he has advantage on it.
Yeah,
So as he's saying this conversation and telling them this story,
Rian would just say that you may have heard of the Seekers of Insania. We were conscripted by not just the mayor, but the captain of the guard there, Captain Chatrine, to deliver some papers to the captain of the town of Rifalk. Gideon, we have those papers still, right?
No, he'll reach into his we'll just say Gideon had them because it's easier this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll reach into his jacket pocket and provide them.
It's a real easy flex for Gideon, like, whoosh, yeah, we do.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Gideon,
why
I would
not?
like you to roll with advantage for persuasion.
So funny thing is, the first one was a 19. So let's see if it was a nat. If it's a nat 20,
Okay.
it's not. So
No.
21. But hey, it was worth a shot.
Okay.
If I fail on the 19, goddamn.
Okay, so you could tell that the guards entirely believe everything that you have said. But not that they were not going to believe you, it's more so that their disposition of, okay, these guys are coming from Wobrooke, and they, from what we've heard, burnt down a mansion, but they also saved the town from vampires. What it could have been apprehension to let you through because of the damage you've done, because of your persuasion check, and because I rolled a natural 1,
Wob.
you can tell that their demeanor has changed to almost like thankful in a way. As you hand over the paper, they don't open it, it is wax sealed, but they do look and see the seal of the Valamine Guard, but it is the seal that recognizes a captain, which came from Shatrine. As they hand it back, and they say, well, I appreciate you, and we appreciate you being honest. Sorry to come by that now. Sorry to take your time. You are able to move through, especially that you have that going to Captain of Riffle. I would let you know, there are strange things happening north. That's why there's a blockade. That's why we are screening everyone as they come through. Something at the Crest Basin, the lake of the White Crest. Something's happening.
Any idea what exactly, or confiscated?
They look at you because of your persuasion, because you're affiliated with the captain of the guard, and also, does Gideon wear anything that recognizes him as like a previous?
I mean, I was gonna ask, does Gideon have anything that shows that, like, hey, I worked there, you know?
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. You could either have like, you know, the Valamine guards had like a specific belt that you could be wearing for your attire. You could have a badge. It's whatever you like.
We'll go with the belt.
Okay.
The belt where a lot of Gideon's tools are. We'll do the belt.
Well, because also Gideon is wearing a belt of the Valamine guard.
Is it a belt buckle? Like is it like a WWE
Like a-
championship belt?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
dude.
So it's like a not thin, but like a medium, like this, like that thick belt, like a brown belt that has like the buckle does have the symbol of the Valamine
Nice.
guard. And it's one of the buckles that you have on, Gideon.
Wait.
They look at each other and kind of lean in, because there's now somebody who stopped behind you. There are two guards that have stopped the cart behind you. They're about 40 to 50 feet behind. They lean in and say, well, close to a week ago, something happened at the Crest Basin. Not quite a week. The riders were dispatched. They headed to the basin, and there is, from what we've heard, it's hard to describe. I don't even know how to describe a tear, some sort of door that leads somewhere that's not here. They have it pretty locked down there. There are quite a
Locked
few.
down.
Right.
What does that mean?
As in, there are quite a number of wyvern riders that are scouring the area. There are a couple of high officials from the city itself, and some mages as well, kind of checking it out, I believe. They are not letting anybody within 100 feet of the area.
I see. Well, thank you. You've been very helpful, but we should get out of your way. Kind of motioning to like the people that are now behind us that we're kind of blocking.
Again, thank you for being so honest. Just be careful. We very weird. Very, very weird. Anyways, good luck, safe travels, and thank you again. And you all make your way through the guard checkpoint, unless anybody else wants to ask any questions.
Not to these people.
Damn.
Okay. All right, you make your way past the guard checkpoint.
We did it, guys. We had a conversation with guards that wasn't confrontational.
No. For
Shocking.
once.
It was the belt buckle.
Do you see this belt? Do you know what that means?
Damn.
Throw me some beef.
Wow.
I just every time Joe says something stupid, I remember, hey guys, I don't know, can we be a little bit more like serious?
It's a listen. It all has a time and place. It all has a time and place. Okay.
I just it's so funny.
I want it to be known that for the past 20 minutes, not 20. That's a gross overstatement. For the past 5 minutes, I've been rather quiet and rather serious.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Listen,
Okay.
if every 5 minutes of the campaign was serious, would not be fun. But you know what? Thanks to me making an ass out of myself every 20 to 25, lighten the mood a bit.
Good
Alright,
job,
yeah,
Joe.
that's
You
very
do.
fair.
You're welcome.
Continue forward on the
You're
raised road.
Yeah.
As you continue forward, with the new information, especially for Yursa, that a rift has opened at Crest's Basin. Everyone make perception checks.
Perception
Here comes my
check.
super serious perception check. It's a 13 plus
Yeah.
6 for 19 total.
Nice.
Perception.
Joe.
You're welcome.
Oh, Rian is the funniest character in this
Oh.
whole-
It's a natural 20.
Oh, okay.
She's on high
That's-
alert right now.
That is an admirable roll, Kayla. Thank you very much for your contribution to the campaign.
Oh my god, stop.
23.
What?
Justice never stops, Ryan.
Jesus Christ.
That's Jason Bourne. I couldn't even in the joke, I still couldn't do it.
Joe, I'm gonna have to ask you to go away.
Okay.
Okay, let me just go down the list. Basil, what did you get for perception?
12.
12. Gak.
23.
23. Joe isn't here.
Joe left at his wife's request.
I hate you so much in this moment. I hope you realize. I turned around and
Vay.
Joe's just staring at me like a friggin' weirdo.
Vay.
6, a whole 6.
Wow.
It's okay. I have to ask you what Vay's so wrapped around that he just does not seeing anything else. Rian?
19.
19. Gideon?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yursa?
Natural 20? So, whatever that math
A
equals.
lot.
Yeah, because
What?
her perception's a +8.
28. Holy crap. Okay.
E.
Isn't it doubled or something? I don't remember.
No, that's not on checks. That's only on attack. Actually, just because it is funny. Vay, what are you focused on right now? Because you have a 6 perception.
He's just riding along and he's like, man, I hate guards. And then he's like, should I remind Rian we're going to the place where winter is all the time? No, I'm not gonna remind him. It's not my shit to deal with. I'm hungry. And then that's kind of his train of thought as he pulls out
That's
some of his
Vay's
rations.
inner monologue, just talking to him.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Yeah. So.
Do we have time for Yursa to say some words as we're?
Oh yeah,
Or-
you guys are. Look, This is a travel episode. Please say words.
Okay.
Well, Yursa.
Yeah. So kind of going through that blockade, her face is in a contortion of confusion and a lot of emotions. And I guess I to Gideon, but then like I guess to the party at large because she's kind of sitting next to him. She's going to say, so I think we all were expecting something like this, but I'm gonna be honest, hearing it makes things a lot more real than I originally intended. Something like this has not happened for a very long time. And I'm worried that if the right people aren't in the right place when something like this happens, I don't know if those people know what they're doing. Sorry, there's just there's a lot to this. This is something I probably should have said sooner, but I didn't think about it until now, but there is a warden this way. There's somebody who it's their job to protect a rift like this. I don't know their name, I just know that there's supposed to be someone here.
Do you have a general idea of where they're located at?
Oh, it's a strange thing where we don't really know. It's just more of an instinct, I guess. And there's just an energy that comes from this direction, but I was more expecting it to be in the mountains, not at this basin. I don't know what this is. But if
Perhaps.
they're... Go on, sorry. Nope, you go
No,
ahead.
You first.
If there is a warden in that area, they should be aware of this and all of these people and these guards, and it could be more dangerous for them to be there if they're not allowing anyone to get near it. I'm not sure.
Well, that is a very difficult situation. I think that the best thing we can do is, provided nothing is too terribly wrong in Riffolk that requires immediate attention, I say we maybe stop for the night, resupply, and then head straight to the White Crest Mountains to try and address this. Perhaps, and I don't know, Yersa, if that's something you want to go about bringing up, but perhaps they will let you closer to this rift gate, considering what we've seen with Wobrook and then your history and the time you've spent with him. Perhaps they'll allow you to approach closer, and maybe in that time we can find the person who's in this area that's meant to take care of those things. Maybe. I don't
Not
really
to
know what else to
interrupt,
do aside from that.
but I know who it is.
Oh.
The person you're looking for, I know who it is. It's my dad.
Oh!
And I don't think he can help us. I mean, he does... I think he does what you're saying, but he's not going to come down where the Velamine Empire is swarming. It's just not possible.
Oh.
You're just faces like surprised Pikachu, but genuine. But that is his duty, though. Is
You could
it
ask
not?
him. We operate differently. I didn't even know that title existed. But there's a reason that we don't have contact with the outside world. So, I'm making an educated guess that it's my father, but there is something similar where we are, and he is the one who facilitates making sure it doesn't get out of hand.
Okay, well then he should be there, right? He should know how to contain it at the very least. He should know what plane it goes to and his connection to it. I mean, I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but I would assume that he has some type of connection and know.
Well, our people are static. We don't move, we don't travel, we don't leave. The place we've guarded has been there for thousands of years, and it's been stable.
Wait, so it's not in the basin, though. It is in the mountains.
Yes, I'm talking about a different one completely.
There should not be that. There should not be two so close together like that. That.
Now, Yursa, you have a much greater knowledge of this than I do, but if two tears are that close together, is there a likelihood that they could spread? Like, just create one big tear and...
Truly, I don't know. I only know of so many, and the ones I do know are spread apart. There's a significant space between each of them, and this just leads me to believe that perhaps they both go to the same place, but I don't know. This is new for me.
Then I think... Go ahead, they.
I'm about to make this so much worse, actually. So the reason I'm here, and cards on the table, since we're all friends, apparently. So the reason I'm here is someone stole one of the anchors to our, I guess you would call it a rift. They took one of the things that has been keeping it stable for as long as it's existed, basically. And I was sent out to find it. Not only do we have two rifts very close to each other, it seems, we also have one that is very old and destabilizing. So,
I'm sure the one in the basin is already very unstable if it just appeared in the past couple of days. Well, thank you for being honest, they. It's appreciated.
Happy to help.
Yeah. So then I think that our course of action is very clear. Regardless of if anything is happening in Riffolk, we can't stay to help. And hopefully nothing will be going wrong, but it seems like, considering our track record, it's likely that something wrong is going to be happening in this town. Sorry, I heard a bird fall.
It was lovely when I was there.
Well, that's good. Hopefully it has stayed the same. However, I think that all of us should commit now to, if anything wrong is happening there, we can't stay to help.
Well, I would say with it being so close to the basin, we can assume that there is something going wrong. It's connected to that. I mean, if this is an entirely new rift, the entire area is going to be incredibly unstable. There's going to be magic surges and creatures, and we don't know what to expect. We don't know where it goes, and when things like this happen, and again, I stress this has not happened in 70, 80 years now. When these things happen, typically there is a connection that is made between that rift and that plane that it opens to, and somebody on either side of that plane. Which means, if that is opened, somebody should be feeling compelled to that spot. And I know this sounds strange, but in a weird way, that person becomes a warden. Sometimes people don't know it until they're in it, and sometimes it is generational. In my family, it was passed down, and I'm not sure if it was the same for you, Vey, but what I'm saying is, there's a chance that there's somebody there who is unknowingly making a connection with the hole in the sky.
Well, if that is the case, then Yursa, you said you at least have some inkling of a feeling towards others in that position, so All I was saying that is if something bad is happening in Riftfolk that is separate, unique from the Rift, then I think we need to put it on the sidelines and deal with the bigger issue. I think the Rifts are the things we need to worry about most right now. If we can find this person that is now unknowingly attached to it, we should do that, but say there is, a monster running free in the city that's not connected to the Rifts at all, I think that's a bigger issue. Or that's not a big enough issue. These Rifts are unstable, and they need to be addressed. And if we can go with they into the Whitecrest Mountains to help find this artifact, this thing to stabilize their rift, we should do that. If we can go to that basin and we can find a way to close that rift or do something to stop it, we should prioritize doing that.
Alright, I'm sorry, I'm gonna interject here. We're speculating on a lot of things that we have no way of knowing what the truth of the matter is, and I don't think it's helping us right now. We go to Riftfolk, we drop off the message, we see what's going on, and then we move on. All these questions that we're asking, we do not have the answers among us here. One step at a time.
They, you were gonna say something?
They would turn and he's like, does anyone have the ability to send messages long distance? Because I could just call him, or someone else could call him, but I don't know if any of us do. I don't, because I smash things, so...
I will say, you do remember a conversation you had with Ada.
I know, Ada said, like to think really hard about it, but he's not going to sleep anytime soon.
You sure?
Oh my fucking god! Jonathan, put it up!
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Put him up! I'm assuming...
Your son doesn't, though. She doesn't have sending.
Okay. Time out real fast.
Basil does, but it's not prepared.
Okay, alright, so going to sleep will probably be the closest.
I will be a good DM, and because you haven't been in combat, if you want to take sending as a spell, you can. If you want to change out your spell to have sending, Basil.
Well,
There's not going to be any combat, I'll tell you that. Unless you guys make it.
I don't want fire.
This is just me because you guys haven't gotten in combat and because the new day just kind of started. Well,
No,
not really. It's been
good.
like 8 hours, but
Okay.
you can take sending if you'd like.
Sure. So I have added sending.
Okay, so go back. They asked the question.
Does anyone send messages over long distance?
I can do that.
Great, wonderful. How does it work? How do you need to know the person? Is like an image, the sound of their voice, is that enough?
You have to be familiar with the person. I will say an image and sound of voice is just enough.
Alright, okay.
It will be somebody getting a message from somebody they've never heard before.
Yes.
But it is enough.
Yeah. So, Vey is going to minor illusion a picture of his father in front of you. And I have a picture of what this man looks like.
Yes.
Oh, shit!
Daddy, dearest.
Yes, yes. Oh, sorry, give me 1 second. And then, he is going to drop that illusion and then use it again to kind of, summon what this man sounds like. Just kind of him having a conversation over, like, the breakfast table. It's kind of sounds like something like that. And then let me screenshot this picture and I will send it in the Discord.
And as you do send in the Discord, if you can also, for the audience, describe what Vey's dad looks like.
So you would see, let me put it in art so I don't forget, and then I will do it real fast. Bam. Oh, it's too big! What? My file is too big. Give me a second. Okay, never mind. Well, I
have a
put it in
picture.
eventually.
I have a picture. I got you.
If you just screenshot the one that has his like, he has a perfect screenshot of the thing. Anyway, but you would see a man who is imposing. He's very broad-shouldered. He has like palish purple-blue skin. He has he's got long white hair and a very intense face. You see that he has what looks to be a marking over one of his eyes that goes into his eye, and that eye is white. And his, he sounds, powerful, old. I don't know. I don't know how to describe like a tone of
dad.
voice. Yeah. But yes, that's what you see. Thank you, Jonathan, for putting it in the chat.
Okay.
But
what would you like me to tell him? I can't tell him too much, so I guess the gist of what you need would be good.
All right, so maybe say, okay, 25 words, right? That's...
Yeah, I have a counter.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
I have a counter, so hold on. I'm Basil, friend of.
Oh, do you have a word counter?
Yeah,
I do. That's
a
5
friend
words.
of a- Okay. A rift has opened at Crest Basin.
12 words.
Sorry, let me see how to phrase this concisely.
This is
10, can you assist? Question mark, kind of. They're not a word, so that doesn't count.
Can you assist?
Can you assist? And then, should we help? And then, question mark, and then, God, what else do we
We're
need
at
from
18
him?
words.
Yeah. What else do we need from him? So, can he come down and assist? Can we be the ones to help?
You warden question mark? Like, who do you know? Who, where,
Yes.
we, shall, wombo?
Yes. I don't know. Are you a warden? Question mark.
We're at 22 words.
You got 3 more.
Love you. Bye.
Aww.
It's Basil sending it.
Bro.
So it wouldn't be that, but just.
Okay.
Faye loves you.
No.
Aw.
Keep whatever you just said. You
I
gotta keep
love you.
that.
Bye. That's 25 words total.
Right.
Okay, so Basil, you're casting the spell for the first time. So what does it look like as you start to cast this sending spell, focusing on the visage of Vay's father and the voice, kind of getting familiarity, getting this message ready? What does the spell look like as you're casting?
So, I'm trying to think of the game. I don't remember what the game is called. But Elliot Page was the voice actor for it.
Beyond Two
Beyond
Souls.
2 Souls. Hey!
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking
So,
great
like,
game.
Think like, not as creepy, but like think as if like a part of her is like searching for the person, and so like you have all of the words trying to go find to wherever it is, and it's like not an immediate thing. It takes like a minute for Basil,
Okay.
but it's like weaving its way through the land.
Okay, I will say you make a connection. You may say your message.
I'm Basil, friend of A. A rift has opened at Crest Basin. Can you assist? Should we help? Are you a warden? Love you. Bye.
There's a pause.
10 out of 10. Best message ever.
You hear Hello, Basil. Friend of Vey.
Oh my god.
I am aware of the rift. It's 10.
Do you want to get a ward counter up?
I...
Okay, hold on.
No, I got this.
Okay.
I am a warden. I do not know the other things.
Love you, bye.
Wait, but should we help?
He said he doesn't know the other things.
Yeah, I
Hold
think
on,
he
hold
said
on.
he doesn't know.
Tell Vey to shit. Hold on.
Tell Veda do
Okay, hold on.
what?
Tell Vey.
Your father said to.
Tell,
Drop
tell
trowel.
Vey, come home.
Okay.
Okay. And so I guess like to receive it too, it's kind of the same thing, but it's like, well, that was too close to the camera. It's like grabbing, I guess, their thoughts and like yanking it all the way back.
Just
to
imagine
Basil.
Basil's like this and it's like, yeah, okay. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Hello.
So,
Oh man, should I change it?
Yeah, we can say Basil, you relayed this information.
Yeah.
Vey, you get a message. Hello, Vey. Where are you? If there is a new rift, come home. We need
Alright.
to talk.
Ooh.
Bring
Wow.
your friends, I guess. Don't be seen.
Or like the
Alright.
general public, or
Alright, so yes, where are you? So we're on the raised road.
The spell is great.
I know, I fucking hate. I'm okay on raised road. How far away are we from the Crest Basin? About?
It's a day's ride from Riftfolk. You guys are a day away from Riftfolk right now, so 2 days to the Crest Basin.
Yes.
If you guys just beeline it past, go through Riftfolk, do what you need to do, and then just leave. You'd
Yeah.
be 2 days away from Crest Basin.
Okay, so he said, "Where are you?" And then are you by the rift? Is that what he said?
He said, "Where are you? If there's a new rift, come home. We have much to talk about.
Yeah.
Bring your friends, I guess.
Love you, bye.
Don't be seen."
Yeah.
Don't be seen could have easily been replaced with love you bye.
Yeah.
You
Well,
chose
don't be seen like Vey's wanting to be like now? Like, do I not be seen now? Or is
Yeah,
it
you
like
have-
later? Dad?
You can
The
respond.
fuck? Yeah. Well, like that's the thing.
They
is,
just
like-
jumps into the cart.
But like, you know how it's like you can like he'll have to cast sending. Well, you know what? He can cast sending again. He's fucking old. He's got spell slots, I'm sure. Like,
Damn.
should fucking this is so stressful. Should not be seen in towns. Or now going okay. So on the raised road, day from Bristol should not be seen in should not be seen in towns or now going forward, meaning like from now on. And then Do we want to send anything else back, guys? Just general consensus. Did I miss it? Like, did I miss any information that we
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
I think that was the gist.
Okay. Alright. I'm at okay, so he would say back, on the raised road, Dave from Rithulk should not be seen in towns or now going forward. Tell Ada I hate his new way of messaging.
Okay. You get another message. What new way of messaging?
Oh shit!
Do not be seen arriving. Towns are fine. Stay away from the guards at the basin. Be careful, my son.
He would send back, love you, thank you.
That's it?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, he doesn't need any information. We'll be home soon.
You can feel like a sigh across the
I
world.
know. So he'll turn and he's like, all right, so, yeah, so he wants us to go directly to him. We shouldn't be seen by the gods. Don't go anywhere near them, actually. I can't be seen by them. Specifically, I can't be seen arriving, which I can deal with. And I told him we're bringing you, so he knows now. I think I also fucked up and outed my friend. Anyway,
You get another message. What the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. I will say, just to clarify, because Vay would get this. Your father was talking about, like, when you arrive, make sure nobody is seen arriving.
Yeah.
Ryan would say, so, I don't know, maybe getting closer to Rithulk, I don't know if, tieflings of your kind or people from the White Crest Mountains are more easily identifiable, but would it be a better idea to go back to Red for a little bit more anonymity? I don't know. I'm not very familiar with the area, so I don't know if you looking like you would be like a target for the Valamine Empire. I just don't know.
He would actually, Jonathan, this is a question for you. It still works, right? The thing?
Yeah.
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 And all right. Yeah.
The thing, it's,
Yeah.
it's not just red tiefling.
Right. All right. Okay. So yeah.
You good over there?
Vay would nod and heed. He's like, nope, you're right. Okay. And he's kind of like looking around the party to like get a general consensus. So he's like, I guess he'll be a human. This sucks. As he will, you see him kind of tap something against him, and like this wash of like frost, like almost hoarfrost, comes over him where it creeps across, and sitting there is now he's got dark eyes, dark hair, pale skin. It's just Vay as a human, basically.
Is this jean jacket Vay?
Yeah, this
From
is
the art?
Jacket Bay!
Yeah.
Except he, Jesus Christ. Except he has black hair, not blue.
Oh, okay. I would
and-
also like to point out, you're riding Kova.
I know, he's going to unsummon Kova,
Oh.
sadly.
Boo.
Yeah.
Falls on
Yeah. So, he will unsummon Kova, and now he'll have to sit in the cart with Gax. In Gax's cart. And he's like, alright, so we won't attract attention. Great, awesome, now we can go home, right? I want to go home. this is so fucked. As he
Okay.
goes around to sit in the cart.
I didn't mean to upset you at all. I just thought it might be a good idea.
You're right. It is a good idea, and I am not upset. I am depressed. He goes to kind of settle down.
There is a difference.
Also,
Yeah.
also, they were probably still going to attract attention. It's just a different kind now.
Gideon's like, true. As he rubs his face.
Yeah. It's like. Yes, thank you. You all just remind me of so many things that make me so happy all the time. I'm going
Thanks,
to
man.
stop talking now. So, carry on.
I don't know how to carry on from that. Rian will just turn forward and continue writing.
Basil, make a perception check.
Hey.
After this conversation, the sending message, and you're looking around, and you just start to see within the forest these ravens. One every 10, 20 minutes. And they are looking at you. And you get the sense that she's watching. And she is aware of everything going on.
Of like what had happened.
Mm-hmm. Actually, make a religion check.
Okay.
No, not like that, Ryan. That's fucking crazy. Where most times ravens notate, like, I mean, even for the Raven Queen, it notates, death or bad omens. In this moment, as you're seeing these ravens sparse throughout the forest, there's comfort and a sense that she feels your pain. Although she cannot contact you.
Basil's just gonna blow a kiss to the closest raven that she sees.
Are you still walking behind the cart?
Yeah, she's kind of keeping
Okay.
herself at a
As you're walking behind the cart, you do look down and you do see a single raven feather left behind. So you grab down and pick it up.
yeah.
Okay. So at this point, night is starting to fall. What? Did you want to do something, Nick?
No, I was just remembering the joke from last time of Knight falling down the stairs.
Jesus fucking
Oh.
Christ.
Okay, cool. That was my fault. That was my fault for, I
It's okay, Nick.
initiated that.
I thought of it too. I didn't react at all.
I was doing it silently. John's the one who pointed it out.
Yeah, this is John's
Sorry,
fault.
it is.
It's John's fault.
Yeah, for sure. As night.
As Knight trips and dies.
as Knight commits toaster bath because he's tired of everybody laughing at this stupid ass joke.
So as the sun starts to disappear behind the mountains,
Beautiful.
it's
There you
actually
go.
it's very weird to see it because you guys are like a couple, maybe, well, you're miles away from the edge in the bottom of the White Crest Mountains. Whereas before, the sun would disappear and shadow would overtake the area you were currently in, kind of before or after everything in front of you, shadow overtakes. Oh no, hold on. How would this work? Yeah, so shadow would overtake you guys first because you are closest to the mountains, and everything behind you is actually still lit up. As the sun eventually starts to set, and you all settle down for a watch.
Yeah.
Okay. The wagon comes to a close. You stop the wagon, and you all set up for a watch. You're still on the raised road. Magical fire is still advised at this point. So as you all settle down for your night's watch, who's taking first watch?
Gideon's on first watch.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rian will be on first watch with Gideon.
Basil.
Oh, Basil? Basil can have it.
Basil.
I'll do
All right.
second watch.
With Rian?
Yep.
Or who's on second watch?
All right. Let's do it.
All right. Vay and Gak.
Vac. Hume
Vac.
is on second watch. Is on third watch.
God damn it. Let me go ahead and get creepy music out. I'm joking. I'm not going to get creepy music out.
Like I said, man, you just got to find Haven B. Haven B is the
just
track.
Screams. It just screams.
Just screams.
I mean, that's close. It's like Ravencaw, so it's pretty close to screams. The fuck was that? A woodpecker? What the shit? That was
Yeah,
a
man.
loud
It's the
woodpecker.
Ravenpecker.
What the fuck? Do you hear that?
Are you,
Yeah.
are you hating it, Joe?
Yeah, why you hating on my shit, dude?
Still with
not.
it.
You don't like nature, Rian?
You mean this one?
That thing.
This is called Haven.
Sorry.
No, Haven B.
Nick-
Haven B is the one.
Nick is gonna hop out and hop back in because his stream is messing up.
Okay.
Oh.
Everybody's lagging super bad, so he wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Mine was acting up earlier, and then it kind of fixed itself, so I hope his does
Yeah.
too. Discord might just be having an issue.
Yeah.
Might be.
That's probably it. Like he's
Because once you guys got fixed, you've been good the entire time.
Like-
It wasn't terrible, but... Oh, okay.
But he wanted to let you know, Joe, because it's gonna affect it.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go through the effort to fix it, because by the time that he joins back in, I'll just have fixed it, and then I'll have to refix it. Yeah.
No, that's reasonable. Ooh, this is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with what's Friendly Celeste? Nope. That's some Fae shit. Lighthearted. No. All right. Well, we'll start with Gideon and
The hiccups.
what's
What?
that?
I was like, does someone have the hiccups?
Yeah, that was me for a second.
Oh.
Gideon Basil, make perception checks for me, please.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a guidance on Basil for her perception check.
Very nice. Very nice.
Aw. She did get a 24.
Should have taken it for myself. I got a 10. Well, enjoy your D4 on your 24. At least someone saw something.
Sorry. Roll. So
No,
what was
don't
that
be
again?
sorry.
Guidance.
You just roll a
Okay.
D4 and add to it.
Okay. Ooh.
So 27.
That's pretty good.
Okay. So, Gideon and Basil, your night's watch starts, and you guys can conversate how you would like.
To justify Gideon's 10, he's working on taking the Balgara furs and turning them into coats.
Jesus Christ.
Or at least, like, shawls. He's not making like sleeves and pockets and shit, but you know, he's making them wearable.
Much appreciated.
So I think he'd be working on that for a little bit.
Yeah,
And then-
Basil will kind of like pick up, I don't want to say slack, but like she's going to be extra aware since she knows Gideon is focusing on something else.
Yeah, that hyper focus of Gideon's is dangerous. He appreciates.
Of course.
But mid work, I think he's finally just going to say, do you want to talk about it, or would you prefer to sit quietly? I understand either way.
I don't know. I guess I just assumed that everyone needed time to think about it themselves. I don't know what much else I could say. Not exactly trying to argue my opinion. I'm not trying to sway anybody's opinion of me. So I don't know what more I could say.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but I know how scary it is to take off a mask.
I'm sure you
And, Gideon will kind of like set the fur down. He just kind of like stares forward for like a little bit, like not looking at anything in particular, but clearly just thinking. And then he'll stand up, and he'll move, and he'll sit like, you know, like 2 feet away from you, which, as you know, Gideon likes his like personal space, so it's kind of weird for him to do that.
Yeah.
And he'll just sit. Sounded hard and scary the way you described it.
I guess it could have been worse. I think enough time has gone by to where I mostly only feel that guilt now instead of that fear. I guess as if I'll always be that little girl, I'll always feel that fear of him. It's just that this specific thing that's constantly clutching its claws into my skin, and even if it lets go, it will always leave a scar. And every once in a while, that scar reopens, and it's always going to be there. But you live with it, and you try to be a better person. You make up for your mistakes, your regrets, every day of your life, and you do what you can. But I don't expect people to be okay with it. I don't expect people to feel comfortable with having me continue with everybody, just because I know it's a dangerous thing that I'm connected to. And all of you are so important to me. I truly don't think you all understand how so easily you always make me feel like I'm at home just with being in your company. And I haven't had that in a long time.
I wasn't there at the end of the day. The only thing that I can vouch for is what I've seen and experienced myself. You're the kind of woman that throws herself in danger so that others don't have to. Someone who would do whatever it takes to save a life, even of someone that tried to hurt her. I don't know what exactly where the road leads with you, but I think I'd rather walk it all the same, if that's okay with you.
Truly.
Yeah. I don't want to be alone again.
I don't want to be alone again either.
At this point, because like I don't know, like Gideon's just been looking forward. I don't know if she's been like looking at him or just like looking forward as well.
Yeah, she's, you know, she knows that he doesn't like that intensity, so, you know, she's not trying to make him feel uncomfortable because she's an eye contact person, but,
Nah.
you know, she'll be looking at him and then look away to help him feel
That's nice of her.
comfortable.
I think she she'd see that like kind of like Gideon would like lift his hand, and then he'd kind of stop for a second, and he would take his other hand and he would slowly, one finger at a time, pull the glove off, so that his blue kind of scaly hand is very easy for her to see. Very much looks like the, you know, part of his face that was covered by the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And without saying anything, he would just set it on top of her hand, just very lightly.
Oh. She's going to... You don't see any kind of emotion, like shock on her face. Mostly because she's seen her fair share of unique appearances within people. But, you know, you can feel this sense of comfort she has, knowing that you've shown her something so personal to her, and she just holds the one hand in both of hers, and she's, you know, running her finger across the skin, the different textures. How long has it been like this?
Long as I can remember.
Is it just this hand, or your other hand too?
And Gideon will finally kind of like turn his head to like look at her, and then glance down. It's everything.
What a group we are.
You said it.
And she's just gonna keep, like, subconsciously, like, running her finger. Like, is it like a rough texture, or I know it's...
It is scaly, so part of it, depending on like where the finger hits, like kind of can be rough. Okay. But I think like as you touch the hand and kind of feel as like how the grooves are kind of like, I don't want to say like forged, but like just kind of how they rest on the hand, you kind of learn how to move your hand so that you're not feeling like it's very rough, like you're kind of moving with the groove, for lack of a better expression.
Okay. And it's like that on both sides, or is it...
The palm is probably a little softer just because, you know, biologically that makes sense to me, so...
Okay. Gotcha. And she just, you know, she's just looking at it. More of like a, oh, this is interesting kind of thing, instead of like a, what the, you know, what the hell. She just looks back up at you, and you didn't have to show me this. I don't want you to think that I was telling everybody my the things that I went through just to have everybody do the same. That's not why I did that.
I know. But I think you needed this. And I think maybe I did too.
I'm glad you showed me. I hope you know I would never, ever judge something like this. At least I hope you know that.
I know. It's just. He kind of like turns away and he's like trying to struggle to find the words. When you hate how you look, it's hard to believe that anyone else does.
I completely understand. Not in the way that you mean it, but I know the feeling. Honestly, once we get to Riffolk, I had it in my head that I would quietly slip away from the party. I don't want to cause any issues or it's silly. I don't know. I would love to stay, but I don't know how everybody else feels. I've talked to you and Yosa and Rian. He's known longer than everybody. Not the extent of it. He was the one who encouraged me to tell everyone. But I just want to protect you all so bad, and I would feel awful if I was the cause of something because of my past.
Can I be blunt with you?
Aren't you always?
True. If you're worried about hurting us, there's nothing worse you could do than leave.
I must say, you're quite convincing.
I had a lot of time to think on it.
I did.
Sorry I didn't have the words last night.
No. I expected everybody needed time, and I didn't want to push anybody to come up with an answer or an opinion prematurely. So, I'm just glad that you decided to talk with me. I guess I fit in with the party, though. I mean, aren't we the living embodiment of, well, it could be worse. Maybe that should be our new slogan.
I have a feeling everyone would go for that pretty easily.
Probably.
When, if you ever want to know what happened exactly, you can ask. I think I'm ready to stay, but only if you want to know.
I would always love to know more about you, Gideon. But I want to do it in a way that you feel comfortable. I don't want you to share for the sake of sharing. I want you to truly feel comfortable and ready. So my ears are always open.
I appreciate that. And very faintly, he'll just give the tiniest of squeezes with his hand.
No. That's like the closest hug anybody's ever had.
Yeah.
Basil will do it back.
We're gonna be okay. All of us.
I hope so. I think we all deserve a good vacation. Probably.
I think we're a little ways away from it.
Girl can dream though, can't she?
Yeah.
Gideon, I would. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna. She was just saying, I appreciate this. You can go, Gab.
I think that was all she had to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like you to make a survival check plus your proficiency using your Tinkerer's tools. Let's see how many Bulgura coats you make.
Alright, so this is survival with
Plus your
proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay.
So add the +2, +3, so just add +5 to your roll.
Okay, well, so I'll just roll survival and then we'll add 3 to it.
Okay.
So.
Yes!
Yeah!
Okay.
Gideon's on a roll tonight. Oh my god, character growth. Hell yeah.
It's so weird because Gideon, you were having this conversation with Basil, and nothing is taken away from this because you are listening. You are having this conversation at the same time you are making these coats, not even looking down. You're just kind of carving it, and you're like having this conversation. You stop during you stop during the very, very like deep parts of these conversations, but at the end of this night's watch, which is a couple of hours, if you want, you would be able to make a coat for everybody within these couple hours.
Well, some people didn't want theirs, right? Because they said that they were good. Or am I misremembering?
No, I think Vey said he didn't want one. Yersa didn't want one. I don't think because it was a creature. It was like a beast. So I mean, everyone raised their hand if they wanted one, and Gideon's gonna make it right now.
Yeah.
Basil with the weird one. That's a weird voice.
Gak doesn't want one.
So
Gak doesn't need one, but if Gideon makes one, he'll take it.
I mean, they're pretty dope, but I will also sell it for money if you don't want it.
Right,
because someone will buy that.
Gak will let Gideon sell it.
Okay.
All right.
I would like to.
Gideon and Rianne then.
I'd like to imagine that Gideon did make a coat for Gak, and then Gak just like says, "Oh no, don't worry about it. You can sell it." So now there's like a coat big enough to fit a Goliath that now you can sell.
Got an executive size coat there. That's awesome.
I would like to ask you, Gideon, knowing that the Bulgaras are bright orange and blue accented, with like tan skin underneath. What do these coats look like?
I mean, you know, he obviously just kind of like took what material he could get, so it's mainly like from like their backs, I would imagine, because that way you can just kind of carve off like a big piece. And I mean, like I said, they're not like a fur coat with like sleeves and, you know, pockets and everything, because Gideon is not a seamster by any means. So I imagine it's more almost kind of like a, I don't know what they're called, but almost kind of like, you know, like the cloaks that like the hobbits had, where it more just kind of like drapes around the neck and like it ties there. and just kind of hugs around them. Like I said, there's probably no hoods or anything like that. It's just something to really wrap around the body to help.
Okay. Okay.
It's probably fur on the
now it's like
inside.
Yeah.
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 Awesome. Okay. I would say that when Vey wakes up, Vey might have some opinions on these coats that were not made by a seamster, someone who makes clothing, but they are dope. They are bright orange fucking coats. They are.
I don't really like colors. Made from demons. What do you want from me?
You guys could totally dye them later if you want, but right now they're bright fucking orange. Like it's like when a hunter goes hunting and they wear those orange coats so that they can see other hunters. That's what you're wearing. It's just a giant one of those.
If all of us were wearing them, it'd be like when there's a group of kids on a field trip and they make them all wear the same shirt.
Exactly. Like they're going to a theme park and they're all wearing the same exact thing. Yes. But it's just 4 of you. 3 of you.
Yeah.
3.
So mark in your whoever got a coat, mark a Bulgura coat. Gideon, you can mark 2 because
Gonna sell one.
yeah. With that, before we get to the next night's watch with Rianne and Yursa, Vey, as you are sleeping, you do get a message. You are pulled out of your sleeping state into a very familiar space where in front of you, you see Ada, who this time does not allow you to see behind him. It's just Ada. As he goes, "Why?
What?
Why did you tell Dad that I was messing with magic like this?"
I didn't know you were hiding it from him. I'm sorry.
We had a conversation that I was testing the magic. Why do you?
You were testing.
wouldn't-
I'm assuming that you're going to him for advice.
No.
No? Okay. Well, I don't know how I was supposed to know that. I'm in a different country.
You're not. You're still in Valamine.
Semantics.
Where are you?
We're about a day's ride from where the world is falling apart. Falling apart. Just absolutely. Have you noticed that it's falling apart? I've noticed that it's falling apart.
Well, no, I've been home the whole time, so no, I haven't noticed it's falling apart. I've heard stories from you and, well, Father. Look, it's fine that he knows. It's not like I'm doing this maliciously. I'm not, going into people's dreams and, terrifying them or something. That's for later. This is currently so I could talk to you.
Wonderful, great. I have a list, just so you know. When you do eventually get that power, I have a list.
Well, I could do it.
Oh, well, not
now.
No,
I'm just not
no,
using
I'm
it that
too
way.
busy.
No, yes, I'm sorry. You're so busy.
You have no idea the kind of stress I am under right now. I'm this close to snapping, like a brittle twig.
I feel like that's your current state most of the time.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, while you're home, you should probably, take a bath or something. Gets all of that weight off of your shoulders.
Right.
You've had baths, right, along your travels?
No, it's terrible. Traveling is awful. I hate it. I just hate everything about it. Were you calling for a reason other than to yell at me because I exposed your dirty little secret to Shen?
No, that was the only reason.
Okay, that's the only reason. Great. I thought something was falling apart. He did tell you that a new rip in the entire fabric of the universe is happening currently?
Yes, he told me that there is a new rift. I'm aware, and it's at the Crest Basin. He told me you're coming home. Obviously, I'm messaging you or, doing this. That's true, right? You're coming home?
Yes, I
You'll
am,
be here
and I'm...
soon?
Yes. Sooner rather than later. I am also bringing the people that I've been traveling with.
Really?
Yes.
I am excited.
They're all a complete mess, but, you know, they're not bad people, so...
All right. You know, I'm excited that you're bringing home friends.
Right, that is what they are. Yes, friends.
Insight check. Are you okay?
It's been a trying few days. They have a lot of baggage, so traveling hasn't been light. And I'm beginning to realize that I very much enjoy the fact that I haven't. I don't know. I'm not going to say it. I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm being nice. So,
That was really hard to watch.
um,
Honestly, that
it
was
hard to
very
do.
hard.
Painful to participate in.
Well, at least you're getting worldly experience. I mean, you haven't been away from home this long in a very long time. So, and now you're coming back. You've only been gone for what, a month?
Been too long. I've been gone for too long. So, it's good that I'm coming back. And
I would warn you, Father has been going around the castle and he's pacing a lot more than usual. So I think the rift has kind of gotten him on edge. You may or may not be tasked with something more. Just a heads up.
what did he tell you about bullying me? We had this problem, you know, and I'm beginning to think that you enjoy it. I'm beginning to think that everyone enjoys it, actually.
Well, I mean, now you have friends, he can disperse it amongst your group, not just you.
He will not want to do that. Anyway, you'll meet them. I don't have to explain. You'll meet them and you'll understand everything. It'll just make sense right on the spot.
All right. Well, please, if Father contacts you at all,
I
do
will
not tell
that
him
you
anything
didn't-
about me.
I know. You don't have any legal magic. You're totally perfect, as always.
All right. Good night, Faye.
Good night. I'm happy to be coming home.
I'm happy you're coming home. And the vision fades, and you go back to sleep as Rian and Yersa, you are woken up.
Take this poncho. It'll help you keep warm.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're so cringes.
What's a
Man.
demon, not an animal? And good night.
Yersa and Rian, you sit around the fire. I will say, there is a brief moment, Rian, where you look around, and there is these flickers of firelight around the forest. Then you quickly realize they are actual bugs this time. But there's that very brief moment of like a wave of anxiety, and then it subsides.
Oh, goodness. Well, past few days has been stressful to say the least. How are you doing?
Well, I don't know. I think the best way to handle these types of situations is just moment by moment. In this moment, I am okay. There's just a lot of information to process. It seems within the last 10 or so years, there's been a lot of change and a lot of... There was once a time where I thought what we had in Lunaria was unique to us. not that knowing other rifts exist make it any less so. But we spent a long time making sure it was safe, protecting the people who lived around it, containing it. And I think what worries me is if new ones are opening and someone is being chosen to watch over it. What if they don't know what they're doing? What if they have no one there to support them or show them how? And I'm gonna be honest with you, Rian, I don't know a way to close them. I don't think there is a way to close them. I'm connected to the one in Lunaria. But I'm connected through it, through our plane of existence. And I can only be led to believe that in the Fae there is someone else connected to that side. I don't know what any of that means, I just know that I've never heard of anyone closing one before, so I don't want to give anyone false hope that if we go to this in the basin and we can control it. We can maybe contain some of the creatures that come out of it. We may even find the person who is supposed to be guarding it, and the best we can do is explain and hope that they accept such a task, and I'm not sure what else we can do.
Perhaps two things. For one, maybe if these rifts are unnatural, there is a way to close them. If they were created in a moment of chaos where pieces between planes thin, maybe there's a way to strengthen those barriers that we just don't know yet. But that maybe leads me to my second point here. Gideon made a very valid point earlier. By thinking about all of this stuff, trying to come up with a million different plans and scenarios, ruminating on things when we don't have enough evidence, I don't think it does anything else but create anxiety or fear. The most we can do is try our best to stay focused on the task at hand and try not to have it overwhelm us, which I know is especially difficult with the work that you did in Lunaria. But perhaps there is still something that can be done. I hope, at least. But it is so out of my skill set that I'm not even going to try to worry about it until I have an answer one way or the other.
You're right. I'm sorry to dwell on it. How are you feeling with everything and what you've seen?
Well, don't think that I didn't notice that. You don't need to apologize, Yrsa. It's important to have someone who cares and to have someone who is willing to worry. I know you. And I know that if you don't stop worrying, you'll drive yourself crazy. I just want you to stay safe and healthy, that's all.
You didn't answer my question.
Well, you see, just like you did, I tried to avoid it, but you backed me into a corner, I suppose. Oh, gods, I don't know. It's hard. I thought that I had, learned to, deal with it, as strange as that sounds. And I never got the chance to tell you this, but Not last night, but the night before. I was speaking with Basil, and if she could commune with the dead without being near them. She didn't commune, but Yrsa, she saw Isaac. She saw me playing with him in our house. And I saw him for the first time in God's 20-something years. I saw my boy's face, and I hadn't realized it, but I had no idea. I didn't remember what he looked like until that moment. The idea of him in my head was so different than the boy I saw in her eyes. And then on top of that, the thing I saw, Yrsa, you know.
What you saw was not real.
I know. I know.
Felt with Basil, that was real. And that will always be right here. And she kind of points and pats your chest. And we keep those memories here. And we hold on to them. We go back when we need them. But that is the reality I want you to hold on to, not what those creatures tempt you with or taunt you with. Hang on to that moment with your son and fill yourself with that every day. And don't forget that. I'm very glad she could do that for you.
And Yrsa, I understand that. I do, and
let those spirits rest, Rian.
it was rooted in truth, wasn't it? Because of this sword. And because I left. I couldn't save them. They died in that fire because I wasn't there, Yrsa.
That is not true, Rian, and you know that.
But if I was there, I could have done something. Maybe I would have died, but... It's not true.
No. You should not live your life in what-ifs or maybes, and... Rian, they both have long forgiven you. Now you need to forgive yourself. They would want that for you. They don't blame you. No one does, except for you. You did everything you can, and there are some things in this world and in this life that we just can't control. And you have to be okay with not having control sometimes.
But...
There's no buts. You have to believe me.
And you see him, he's nodding and he's trying to listen, and he, for most of this conversation, he's been making eye contact with you, but in this last part, he just sort of stares at the fire and he says, Yrsa, after I met you, and you helped me get better, I stopped blaming myself for what had happened. I did. I was able to move on at least a little bit. But the reason lately it's been worse is because I've been forgetting about them. The past week, ever since Basil said that she had something she needed to tell the group and she wasn't sure about how they would feel, I was so much more worried about her in that moment than I had been worried about Aida or Isaac in so long.
Do you want to know why? It's because Aida wants you to. She wants you not to forget, but to continue living. Isaac, too. You will never truly forget any of those feelings or those emotions or that love. But you have to live, Rianne. Live for them. Because they don't get to. Live for your friends, for the family that's around you now. You don't have to feel guilty for that. Because they always live inside you. She's gonna take your hand. She's gonna look at you. Life is a dream that knows no shade. Life is a dream of pain and woe. A dream from which we pray to wake. A dream from which we wake and go. Who would sleep when the new dawn waits? Who would sleep when the sweet winds blow? The dream must end when the new day comes. This dream from which we wake and go.
Now that
You
was
are stronger
just
than you think,
unfair.
Rian.
That was unfair.
She'll squeeze your hand.
You really think they'd forgive me?
I don't think it, I know it. They already have. It's your turn.
And if my life moved on and they weren't a part of it anymore, they wouldn't be upset, you think?
No, because they will always be a part of it. The man you are today is because of them.
You might be right.
I probably am.
You are about most things.
Not everything. But most.
Yrsa, and still holding your hand, he says, just please, Yrsa, remember that you don't have to keep everything to yourself. I know in times you feel like you're a burden on those around you. But that is the last thing you are. You are so many, many, many things to all of us. But not one of those things is a burden.
Thank you. I will keep that in mind.
Keep it in mind, but will you act on it? That's a different question entirely. Yeah.
Hmm.
Thought so.
Oh, look, a shooting star. She, like, looks away.
Oh. Must have missed it.
As your watch comes to a close, so far on the raised road, the night sky has been kind of obscured from the fog that creeps out from the forest around you. On this night, however, there is a clear sky, and you spend the rest of it just looking at the stars, and there are more than just one shooting star that passes by.
Oh, look at that. I didn't miss it. Good. And he'll take a long look at Yrsa and smile, and then look away into the fire.
Okay. At this point, you all finish your watch, uneventful, and you wake up Gak and Vey.
We have to stop following them. After that, we have to stop doing that. I have to stop going after that. It makes me so sad.
Good.
Yeah.
Gak, Vey, I would like you to roll perception checks.
Alrighty.
Rolled 17.
12, I think. Yes, 12.
Okay. The two of you sit by the fire, and your watch begins.
Okay, Faye. I have a scary book. I was a pirate for a couple days. I didn't know I was a pirate. It was so when I was trying to come to this place, I had to take a boat from Siri, and I was looking for a boat, and there was someone who didn't want me on their boat. I had money, they didn't want me to be on it. And then someone else on a boat said, "Hey, are you trying to go? I got a boat." And I said, "Okay." And that was my friend Dio. He told me later that he was stealing the boat and that I helped him. And I did not know that. But he said I was a pirate and that I'm only supposed to tell people that I trust, because pirates are... I mean, a lot of trouble can come from that. And I'm really trying to think of other stuff about me. But can I be honest?
Yes.
I was a little upset today when you told us about the rift stuff, because I feel like we've all been really stressed about it, and then it was like, oh, you had more info, and you said like laying cards on the table because we're friends, and it's like, yeah, we've been trying to do that. And I just want to know, like, are you, I mean, with like Basil and finding out all this stuff about Basil, my opinions of any of you have not changed, and I still like all of you a lot. But I really wish that, like, if something's going on and we think that that's going to put people in danger, or we think that it's potentially dangerous, I'd like us to be able to tell everybody about it, you know? And that's why I want to let everyone know I'm a pirate in case people come looking for me. I don't know if they would. I think Dio's a good guy. He's not going to say anything. But I just wanted to tell you that. I wanted to say that you can tell me anything. Even if you feel like it's something that you can't tell everybody, if it's something you're scared to tell people, or it's something that you don't really want to tell people but you think it's important, you can tell me, and then I can help you when you want to tell everyone else. I don't know. I just wanted to talk to you about it because I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to us about things, especially when they're like important or dangerous or the world is collapsing in on itself.
Right. Okay. There was a lot there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I operate under a very simple rule. I owe people decency, not honesty. I don't. That was not my secret to tell. It is not my thing that I am guarding, and it has been stable for thousands of years. It had no relevance to the situation at hand. And I'm not going to loan out my family's help if I don't think I need to. And to be quite honest, I'm in a difficult circumstance because really none of you should know about them, and I would really love to keep it that way. And it's not because I don't think we're friends or I dislike you, but recently something was stolen from us, and it's the first time someone has gotten in to our lands in a very long time. And going around and telling a bunch of people I've only known for a month, that, oh, we have the answers to everything. Yeah, doesn't seem like such a great idea. Also, I don't think any of you are bad people, but I think you like to help people. And I think if one day you were to come across someone who needed something, and you knew that perhaps where I came from, had the answers, you would go, you would tell them, you would use it as a resource. And I can't have that happen. So, I'm sorry, Gak, I'm not going to say all my secrets. It's just not something I'm going to do, and I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help you all. I'm willing to give this as a resource, and it is the most I am willing to do. And I mean, the people I'm bringing home right now, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude, but I've never really had to deal with people like this in my life. I don't get so attached to things. I don't let my life spiral out of control. And it seems like a lot of them have secrets of their own and very heavy burdens in their past. And honestly, I just don't want to bring it home. These are my people. These are people that are in a very delicate circumstance. And if the Velamine Empire knew about them, they would be crushed instantly. We were annexed. So, if you want me to be honest, this is me being honest. I can't afford to do what you're asking. I just can't afford.
No, you did do what I asked. I'm glad you were honest. I don't expect you to tell every little secret. We've all got secrets. Some of them I've heard from people in this party that I haven't told people, and some that I'm sure people haven't told us. I guess, like, so the thing that was stolen was, like, it was a thing that was holding the rift together, right?
Correct. It was similar to your book, I guess. It was an artifact. And not only was it holding a rift close, it could probably be used for terrible things in the wrong hands.
Like making all the planes of existence get thinner and closer together.
I'm not sure it's that exactly, but I do think it's probably enough to summon ice monster and try to stab me in my sleep. If I have information that will help in the direct moment, of course I'll give it, but we don't know where the artifact is right now, and it can't be used by anyone but the people. And I don't know. I honestly don't know how I can help with the current situation.
I understand, Vay. I just wanted to talk to.
And as that happens, Gak grabs his book and he what is it?
Oh no.
He shoots a firebolt over Vay's shoulder at if Vay turns around, there is a shadowy figure behind you, Vay.
Great.
Make a ranged spell attack, Gak.
Oh, well, that's an 8.
With a quickness, you watch the figure just kind of dodge out of the way as the firebolt goes into the forest. That was rude. Sorry to interrupt your conversation. As you turn around, you see a very gaunt, pale individual with very short black hair in a gold filigreed black suit of armor, with a long sword at his side and a large, billowing black cloak behind him. I'm only here to deliver a message. And he pulls out a piece of parchment that is wax sealed. Any of you want this one? You big man? You tiefling?
I am a
They,
human
like,
right
be
now,
tall?
No,
sir.
human. You human. Sorry.
The mage hand like flies over to grab it from him.
Your mage hand has the parchment.
Is this something we're supposed to read in front of you, or can you leave?
Oh, no. I assume that you'll read it in front of your entire group once they wake up. I'm not here to hurt you, even though you did shoot.
And who are you exactly? And Vay's standing up, you know, and he's
Gak is also
getting his sword with him. He's ready.
He steps closer. At this point, he's 30 feet away. He steps within 20 feet.
You hear he trips over the alarm spell.
Oh my
and you waking everybody up. You hear,
Hey, Gak, something's in here.
What? Huh?
Oh my god.
What? Gak, what is...
Oh my god.
And Rian, seeing a man in black armor, immediately grabs his sword and draws it and, like, points it. And he's like...
Now. Calm down. We do not want to escalate this. We're civil, cordial. Just
Who
read
are
the
you?
note.
Why? What time is it? Who delivers mail at 1 in the morning?
All you need to know is I am here on behalf of our Lord Blackmore.
No.
Read the note.
God
Oh
damn
no,
it.
it's the fucking vampires. Does this guy look like? Oh, sorry. Can I divine sense at
Yeah,
that?
Immediately,
Yeah, he
there's a vampire in front of you.
yeah. Oh, you fucking undead again!
They just
as the frost kind of
read the letter.
like.
can he step into my alarm? Is that a threshold?
Wow.
God. All
I've
right.
wasted
Yeah.
enough time. A good
Um,
night, everyone. And you watch as he turns around and his whole body turns into a form of mist and bats as he flies off into the distance.
Just
Uh.
fuck him. Um. Vay would turn to Gak and he's like, "I'll. Do you want me to read it?"
Yeah.
Take the letter. And he's like, "Fucking terrible day, terrible night."
You can see the wax seal that has a seal of black wax on it has this kind of twisted rose. You'll see it here once I share it to everyone.
Yeah.
The symbol of the Blackmoors.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh Jesus, that's a long
Oops.
letter.
Yeah.
They, you may read the letter.
All right. Sorry, my cat is being bad. So, yeah, Vay would look down at it and just, my dearest seekers, it has come to my attention that your party was involved in the death of two of my favorite children, Ophelia and Kyrian. As I write, I grieve their deaths, although they did things I very much did not approve of, I still very much love them. Their deaths have left a large hole in my heart that nothing in this world can fill. Oh dear God. It has also come to my attention that you are very aware of what they were doing in Woebrook, and again, although not approved by myself or our family, I understand their commitment. I wrote this letter as a token of peace, an extended hand of forgiveness, but that token does not come without payment. I understand your group is newly developed, and I do not intend to impede on your endeavors. However, this is my proposition to right the wrongs that were done. On Eliant?
Yeah.
Eliant? Okay. On Eliant the 21st, my family will be hosting our annual Harvesttide Festival in our town of Limgrove? Limgrove? Okay. On this date, I would invite your party to join my family and I for dinner and conversation. I can guarantee this will not be a hostile encounter, and everyone will be on their best behavior. The nature of said conversation is purely business, and if you see fit, it would only take about an hour of your time. There is much to discuss, and things that should and can be explained on both sides. Now, I understand that there are many reasons for you to decline said invitation and go about your business, or instead relay information that should not be relayed to people in positions that should not know such things. I will say this. Should you decline and not show up, I will take it as a token of bad faith and as a gesture of hostility. My family and I are not known for bad business, and we intend to keep it that way. Should you go further and relay information, I will not be able to hold back my influences against you and anyone you affiliate yourself with. I hope you do consider this gesture and accept this token. I look forward to meeting the mighty seekers of Insomnia. Yours truly, Count Oberon Blackmore. Oberyn Blackmore, Lord of Limgrove. Great.
Within this, you also see a stone very similar to ones you currently have. This is one half of a sending stone.
Oh.
Well, I can tell you for one, I don't feel comfortable keeping that with us. And for two, I just don't understand how conceited someone can be. To say that the standards of his family, but in the same letter he concedes to what his son and daughter were doing. So to say that his family is only known for good business, but to also concede that he didn't condone of what his two children were doing in Woebrook, I just... The high horse that he sits on, I mean... We don't...
It's very common in criminal enterprises, actually.
Well, sadly, it's not just criminal enterprises, but I understand what you're saying. So we're not actually thinking of going to this thing, right? I mean, he's already an enemy. What's the point of going if for nothing else to fall into a trap?
To take care of him before he becomes a problem.
In his own town? With his own guard, surrounded by people that trust him?
I think we need to seriously sleep on this and think it over. There's way too many factors.
have the answer to Knight's question. But I rolled a -1 on history.
Womp.
But Gak has like a really good memory of maps, but also he can't read. So I was trying to see, because he and Dio looked at the map, and Dio showed him everywhere that was on the map. I know that Lime Grove is, or Limb Grove is on the map, but Gak does not remember where it is because he can't read.
I will say, for the sake of everything, the date is more than a month away. It's the 21st
Okay.
Valiant. You are on the 3rd of Elysius. Eliant's the next month. Limgrove and Castle Blackmore is on, yep, you found it, on this island all the way over here.
Oh, wow.
And on top of that, Limgrove and Castle Blackmore are on their own secluded island. So, if things in the meeting don't go well, and they don't want us to leave, well, they got exactly what they want.
Well, I can maybe help us get a ship.
I don't think this is our concern right now. I think, if anything, again, we need to think on it. But this is not for months, at least a month or so away.
I do,
I think it is a threat. I think it is a scare tactic, and I think that, again, we need time to process this. I feel as though if we outright deny or decline, it could cause us problems where we're headed now. I mean, who knows what's crawling out of that rift, and then to deal with someone sending vampires to hunt us down on top of it is not good either.
Who has the sending stone?
They currently would have the Sending Stone.
Can I see that?
I was
Yeah,
just about
they
to
would hand
ask
it
of
over.
that.
Identify.
Okay. Ritual or casting it as a spell?
I mean, sure, we'll ritual just because Gideon's pragmatic like that.
It's a Sending Stone. There's nothing else magical about it other than what you already know about Sending Stones.
Okay. It's just a sending stone. There's nothing else attached to it.
So they can't be listening to us right now.
Is that how sending stones work? I don't think it is.
I will say, Gideon, you don't pick up any other modifications of
Okay,
magic.
that's
especially
what I was
somebody-
asking.
Especially someone who's modified magical items before.
Okay.
Everyone can clearly see after this information, the Sending Stone is the ticket or the way to tell them whether you decline or accept.
I agree we should take an air of neutrality, like Yrsa said. And I could maybe see a way of us going to this, if for nothing else, to collect more information. But, Gideon, I don't know if it's possible, and this is something that we need to take time to think about and sleep on. I agree. And Gideon, I don't know if this is completely out of the realm of possibilities for you, but perhaps when we go to meet more powerful mages, if there's a way to create some type of recalling device to a set point. I know magic like that exists out in the world for more powerful spellcasters. If that could be embedded into a crystal or an amulet that can be broken to recall us if things do go bad. But that's the only possible way I can think to justify going there, if we have an immediate way out should things go bad.
I will say, I do think that we should tell them that we're coming. Whether we do or not can be up for discussion, but if we tell them no, he said he would take that as a sign of bad faith. If we tell them yes, at least we buy ourselves a month and however many days until this thing is.
I agree.
I think we should at least give it a couple of days. Put up the illusion that we were really thinking about what we wanted to do. I think that if we respond immediately with yes, we'll come, they might see right through that.
that's what people want. I'm fine either way.
Does anyone else have thoughts on this?
Basil, you've been quiet.
I was just about to say, Basil, this is right by East Varia.
Well, I think both options aren't great. Either way, we're putting ourselves in danger, putting others in danger. As for it being close to East Varia, well, it is what it is. Can't stay in hiding forever, and if this is something that is important, something to aid us, keep us safe during our journey, well, I think we should do it.
Yak, Vey.
Well, I think, yeah, I don't have any opinions on it, whether or not everyone wants to go to the Vampire Island. It's fucked. Either way, I truly have nothing to add, other than it's fucked.
The only times that I've ever been invited to dinners are with you guys. One of the times, Rian got stabbed and jumped out a window, and the other time, an entire town was poisoned. So
True.
it's whatever you guys want to do, I guess.
Well, I suppose
I
then
don't think there's a great choice.
maybe Gideon, because I am strongly against going if we don't have an immediate exit. So, Gideon, I'm sure that Riffolk might not have the magical means necessary, but maybe if we go to Artis, as we wanted to go for Gak, maybe in a city of mages like that, you might be able to find something a little more, and then we can make a decision from there.
I will also mention that you all just kind of met my father. He might have something to help.
That's a good point.
Ask him.
Good, and that might be the safest place for us to go to recall, provided that there is consent there, of course. I don't think this should be the first thing we bring up to Vey's father, though. I think that we should exchange the pleasantries of hello, nice to meet you, and then could we use your home to teleport away from vampires should the occasion arise? I joke.
But not really.
I'm so grounded.
Brienne's gonna laugh at that. Oh, sorry. Vey, for getting you grounded.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I have a very nice room.
That's good. Well, all right.
Does anyone know how many days it is until this?
A little bit more than a month, I believe. Is that right, John? Is that what you said earlier?
Yeah, it's the third of the month previous to this, and it happens on the 21st. So
it's
you're like
6 or 7 weeks.
It's like a month and a half.
Yeah, so
A little
6
more.
weeks.
a week is 10 days. So 1, 2,
Oh.
3,
Oh,
4.
right.
Oh, that's right. It's like-
4 weeks and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So 48 days from now.
Okay.
48 days later, you will have to be at the vampire
Hey.
place.
Wow.
I get it.
I didn't even plan that. I am amazing.
Does that mean there's gonna be zombies?
Yeah.
Probably.
Gak
not?
Gak is holding out his map.
Oh my
Um,
god.
And he is Yeah, I printed it, John. Look at that.
How cute.
I love that.
But Gak has his map out, and he is looking at it, and he's like,
So it takes about 10 days to go this long.
and I think he's basically just gonna try to show like the travel from Hambefort to Newall to Wobrooke to now Riffolk.
If we wanted to get over there, I mean, I don't know how much time we'd be able to spend here with Faye's parents and go to Artis, like Joe's saying, because like I want to go to Artis, but we can
Who?
Who's
come
Joe?
back.
Joe?
Brienne.
I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. I had to do
I
it
get
once.
people's names confused sometimes.
It's the weirdest
look
way
like
I've
a
heard
Joe's a
Rian.
nice guy.
That's the weirdest way I've heard Rian pronounced.
You look like Joe. I'm gonna call you Joe from now on.
Please don't. It's not my name.
Please don't. It'll break my immersion.
Oh.
But I don't know if we'd be able to stay in either place too long.
Oh. All right, let's get to the Whitecrest Mountains first, and go from there. We're not staying in Riffolk long, so let's get there, and on our first night, we'll budget how much time we have left.
Can I also put some more bad news into this conversation? Because I
I'm
love
gonna-
doing that.
I'm gonna add some as well, but you go first.
Oh.
All right. So, it's not just like we get there and then we're like there. Like we have to travel.
In the mountains, yeah.
Yeah, the mountains, and that's not going to be like, oh, a walk through the park. You know, it's going to suck.
Are there Yetis?
Probably.
Yes.
I've never met one, but
Good. Good. I've been wanting to see one in person. That's great. So that's not bad
even
news.
Frost giants.
That's
What's a Yeti?
it's like Bigfoot but covered in snow.
I mean, there's bears, there's panthers, there's
Well, I
monsters.
could always ask those creatures to leave us alone.
Can you talk to Yetis?
I would, maybe. I've never tried. But
Okay.
it
I
wouldn't
have to
hurt.
pull out the stat block at some point to see if that's actually possible.
No, I think Yetis are monstrosity.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Gideon, what was
yes.
your bad news?
Yes, and so maybe we can twist this around into good news. Be the what is it, Gideon?
Oh, not mine. I understand the concern that this is a trap, but do I need to point out they already found us?
Oh, God! So maybe
Hey.
by going to the Whitecrest Mountains, we
We might be
Leave.
alerting some bad people about
Fuck.
Faye's home. Very bad people.
Is there any way that we can figure out how they found us?
Magic?
Well,
I
Um,
guess scrying, maybe? I don't know.
I will say, scrying is a spell that people know of. That's very viable. There are items in the world. Crystal balls are able to
Yeah.
basically do the same thing. I will say for mechanically, if anyone has see invisibility,
Oh,
you
God,
would technically be able to see a scrying eye.
no. Oh.
But you do recollect Faye and Basil. Oberyn saw you two when you entered
Yeah,
Kirian's room.
he was the one
And
in the mirror.
Specifically, had a stare down with Faye, I believe.
thing. Yeah.
I will also say, Faye, your home has very strong protective magic against
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
hearing eyes.
yeah, they would kind of cut in. He's like, as long as they're not physically there to witness it, we'll be fine. The magic won't get through to where we're going.
Okay, so see, that, Gideon, that was actually good news because you brought up something that could be bad news, but we now have good news that they can't get into Vay's home. So you did bring good news. That's good. That's really good.
Sure, that's
Good.
all. I'll take that.
That's good. This is good. We're good. Okay? We've presented all the news. It all turned out to be good.
let's not go that far.
It's all about optimism. It's all good. And he's going to look at Gak and do that. Nobody else was there for that conversation, so this is very weird for Rian.
Gak it was not smiling, and then turns to Rian and like.
I'm gonna say, as this awkward smile happens, all of you having this information that, unfortunately, fortunately saving a town from a vampire infestation and them trying to kill people to create more vampires, a very heroic deed, had some implications. There's now the father of said vampires who is inviting the party to a dinner.
Fucking dickbag.
On top of that information, you know that there's a new rift that has opened at the Crest Basin, surrounded by Valamine guards and the Red Riders and whoever else might be there. You also, Vey is being called home to conversate with the family and meet these new friends of Vey's, while also trying to go northward to the White Crest Mountains to talk to Lady Gemcloak to figure out what the hell is going on with Basil's garden. With all of this resting on the table, all the directions, going to Artis to meet Raleigh, the group has been being pulled in many directions, and it's up to you all, the Seekers of Insanity, to figure out where you're going next and what lies the most important in front of you.
Who knows?
And with that, that's where we're going to end the session.
Okay.
I think we should just take some odd jobs to slay some goblins or something. Like that.
Yeah, can we go back to fighting the hobgoblins? That was fun.
They were bugbears. You've said hobgoblins
Yeah.
all the time, and they were
They are
bugbears.
bugbears.
Sorry.
And then you were like, and the water elemental. I'm like, no, it was a fae. Like, you got every creature. Like,
She-
As Rian
listen.
Rian says this, at least 12 hobgoblins jump out of the forest.
Listen, I wrote that summary in about 4 minutes, all right? Be thankful you got one at all.
Well, what are you doing all week, bud?
pillow, like a soft pillow.
Because
Anyway, everybody who's watching, thank you so much for watching this episode of Evrand.
man, that was such a good session, John. You did a great job DMing. We all love you
Yeah.
very much. This was wonderful. Such a great session. I feel like we really achieved a lot. We learned a lot. It's all
We're on
around
the
a
upward slope of the roller coaster, guys. Like we've been kind of coasting this.
Yeah.
Now we're going up, and,
And
we're getting ready. We're almost to the drop.
I feel like we've gotten to a new
There's the inciting incident.
a new level of the roller coaster, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're at like the loops.
A new
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I feel like the track is broken in front of us. Like, we can see it, like, a ways off,
Yeah.
and we're, like, kind of speeding towards it.
It's like one of those roller coasters where there is no track to go to, and you go backwards, except you're just accelerating even faster. At this point.
I can't tell if John's fucking with Joe or if
It's-
he legit doesn't understand.
The next level of the roller
I don't.
coaster. The next level, a step up, one could say. One step up from
Joe,
fifth gear to sixth gear, one might say.
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop.
That's fucking funny.
I love that it actually wasn't
Look,
realized. I mean, that's so much better because I thought John was
we've
blowing
had
you off.
conversations about how my brain is Internet Explorer. It's not funny to make fun of me when I don't understand anything. I'm just gonna throw more shit at you next session.
But John, do you understand now?
No.
He's asking to
Wait,
level
really?
up.
Oh my god! God, you pranked me twice, John. Both times I was like, oh, John gets this, and he's still fucking with Joe. You didn't get it either time. Aw, I love this group.
Cool. Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. See you later.
Bye-bye.